Robert Sarver was fined and suspended for a year for using racist and misogynist language, and now one of the team's sponsors says it will not renew its deal if Sarver stays on. PayPal announcing today Sarver's conduct is unacceptable. 11th-ranked Michigan State playing at Washington tomorrow, and ESPN's David Pollack believes this will be a test for the Spartans.
You got to go to Washington, across the country, and you got to go to Michael Penix Jr. with an offensive coordinator he's familiar with. The dude's spinning all over the yard, almost 350 yards passing a game. I think Washington looks like a team that could surprise some people this year and be better, so Michigan State definitely better be on their P's and Q's.
David Pollack, Spartans and Huskies at 7:30 Eastern tomorrow on ABC. Tennessee football coach Josh Heupel gets a contract extension and a $1 million raise that will bump his salary up to $5 million a year. The Braves activate second baseman Ozzie Albies from the 60-day injured list. He's been out since breaking his left foot back in June.
Brought to you by Capital One Auto Navigator, where you can find a car, get pre-qualified instantly, and see your real monthly payment without impacting your credit score. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/Auto Navigator.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musu. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Football Friday. We are locked, loaded, ready to roll. Phil Steele in 15 minutes, previewing the biggest games in college football. Theriot next hour, so we have got a ton to do. Pick 'em in the 5 o'clock hour. We'll talk tons of Saints-Bucs, tons of LSU, Mississippi State. We'll get right to it. Muse, do me a favor as we start. We should have Saints-Bucs injury report like any minute. So if while I'm in this segment and you see it drop, please let me know, because we saw on Twitter earlier today. I know our buddy Mike Triplett tweeted that it's up. Okay, thank you. That Alvin Kamara was not at practice today for the Saints, so we're waiting on that. But we're also waiting on the Bucs with some very significant injury news as well that we will get to in just a quick second. So I'll come to the injury news here in a moment. I want to start, though, with Brian Kelly, and in particular, one thing that maybe more than any other for LSU Mississippi State I'm most interested in seeing. If I were to ask you, I mean, outside of the obvious with special teams, right? If I were to ask you, LSU Florida State, what was the most concerning thing you saw? What would you say? There should be a resounding chorus. Muso, I'll ask you. If I ask you, outside of the obvious, missed PATs and stuff, what was the most concerning thing we saw against Florida State?
Offensive line?
Easily. That shouldn't that be the consensus, right? I mean, we would all agree. There's nothing even a close second. Well, they made some changes last week. And last night, during his media availability and his coach's show, Brian Kelly sort of alluded to the fact that more changes coming. Can you play number 7 from the press conference, Muse? Here was Brian Kelly when he was asked about the offensive line and their progression in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think there's been better communication up front. You know, we had a very inexperienced center that we were trying to really force in a very short window into that position with Garrett, and he gave us everything he could, but we needed to make a change there to gain a little bit more experience, and Turner's done a really nice job there. So we've gained a lot of what we would consider real good communication, along the front five there. But, I think they just need time together. You still have a group of guys where, we're gonna have new guys playing, each and every week, and they're rotating in. So it's just it's a process right now that they're just gonna need to spend more time together.
Still have guys rotating in. They need more time together. On his coach's show, Brian Kelly was pretty clear that they're not done rotating on the offensive line.
The tackle position now, we get a rotation there. Frazier's out there. He's a big physical player that gives us, that kind of size. And look, I think it's still a situation where, you're going to see Emory Jones, you're going to see Cam Wire, you're going to see Trayman Shorts, but you're going to see a lot of rotation still in that offensive line.
You're going to see a lot of rotation still in that offensive line. Y'all, maybe the most, and I'm going to tell you where I think they're going tomorrow in just a second, because if you remember last Friday we sat here and Brian Kelly was talking about rotating at the tackles. And we talked about the possibility of rotating at left tackle with Will Campbell, because Brian Kelly did say, look, he had a freshman who struggled a little bit against Florida State. And so I thought that they might take a look at rotating at left tackle, which they did not. Will Campbell stayed. They rotated at right tackle. Cam Wire started the opener. Miles Frazier started against Southern. And who was the first right tackle in off the bench when they rotated? It was the freshman Emory Jones. I think they're going to play Emory Jones tomorrow. I think that's going to be the next rotation. I think they're going to give Emory a shot at right tackle. And if that's the only change they make, I don't know. But I think that's the next obvious thing. Listen, Brian Kelly, this was maybe the next most obvious thing. And when we talk about this so much, and we look at the roster and so much turnover and things that have almost become cliched buzzwords that we've used for months now since Brian Kelly was hired, you're starting to see it manifest in the reality of the situation. Listen to Brian Kelly. This is number 5 from his press conference. Talking about, listen, he had December up until spring football. They had spring football. They had the rest of the summer, fall camp, and now 2 games. With all of that context, listen to Brian Kelly talking about his roster.
Yeah, there's no doubt this is discovery each week, good and bad. And it's not just necessarily, tactical and technical. This is still about good habits, bad habits, how to practice. And in some instances, when you're not 100%, can you give me, if you're 80, can you give me 100% of 80? So all those things, we're kind of going through that process right now. And I think it's going to be something that continues to evolve. We're still building trust that they need to trust us and we need to trust them when they tell us something as well. So long answer to the question is we're still in a process right now.
Discovery. We're still building trust. It's a long process. I know these are not words that fans want to hear on the Friday before LSU plays Mississippi State. I get it. But it matters so much when you're evaluating this team. Because this season is not about go win 9-10 games and get to a great bowl. This is about get better week 1 to week 2, week 2 to week 3, week 3 to week 4. Eliminate a lot of the mistakes you saw in week 1 where you saw some of that. You block better on field goal PAT. You fielded punts. Now let's see that you're going to face a better defensive line. Can you hold up? Do you go more tempo? Can you get the ball to your playmakers? A lot of those things that went wrong against Florida State, can you correct against Mississippi State? And in so doing, win the game because you were on the doorstep of beating Florida State even with all of those mistakes. You muffed 2 punts. You gifted them great field position, and you were still in a position to win that game at the very end. Clean those up at home, and you should beat Mississippi State. Discovery, process, they're still gaining trust. All of that stuff is week-to-week progression. I think you're going to see, Brian Kelly's telling you, you're still going to see more rotation on the offensive line. You would love it if you had your 5 starters set, done, but you don't. They're still in a phase of discovery here as SEC play starts, and then next week it's New Mexico. But I'm going to tell you, in these next 2 weeks, you better figure that out because we've talked about it for months, Joe. We talked about it. You better be ready to roll come October because the gauntlet starts at Jordan-Hare October 1st. So use this game. Hopefully you win it. and next week against New Mexico to continue that discovery, to iron things out, but to keep getting better and better and get ready to rock come October. We'll talk much more about LSU, Mississippi State throughout the day today as it goes. Okay, here we go. Here is the Saints injury. Well, we'll get to the Saints injury report one quick second. We are brought to you by Michelli Weighing and Measurement, Michelli.com, Michelli.com. 29 offices across 11 different states. It's Michelli Weighing and Measurement. If you weigh or measure something, our friends at Michelli sell, service, and rent the products that you use to weigh and measure. It's Michelli Weighing and Measurement, Michelli.com, Michelli.com. You can check them out online. Remember, they are hiring as well. I keep mentioning that to you, but if you're in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, or Lake Charles, all of those offices are looking for help, and you could be next. If you're looking for a career, a company, a great local company that's been in business for 75 years, Michelli is the answer. Michelli.com, Michelli.com. Okay, it's after further review. Real quick, we'll elaborate a bit more, but I don't want to bury this lead anymore. The injury report is out. We got Phil Steele coming up. So let me get to the injury report here, not waste any more time. Alvin Kamara, after practicing Wednesday, did not practice Thursday or Friday, officially questionable. Also questionable, Traquan Smith, Dwayne Washington, Jameis Winston listed as questionable, although he was limited every day this week, officially questionable, but we're all going to assume Jameis is going to give it a go. Cameron Jordan and Landon Young, who had been limited, were both full participants. Also questionable, Mark Ingram and Alante Taylor. Paulson Adebo officially ruled out for this game. So that's the Saints injury report. Now, when we look at Tampa, and we'll run through this quickly here. Chris Godwin has officially been ruled out. That's not a surprise. They expect the receiver to be out for a few weeks. Mike Evans, Leonard Fournette, Russell Gage, Julio Jones, all questionable for the game, along with Brashad Perriman and Tristan Wirfs. Zion McCollum and Donovan Smith, their starting left tackle, both officially listed as doubtful. So they will be without Chris Godwin and likely without starting left tackle Donovan Smith. Mike Evans, Julio, Leonard, Russell Gage, all questionable for Sunday. So major full injury reports for both the Saints and the Buccaneers going into Sunday. Who is healthy will play a massive role into the winner of the game on Sunday in the Dome. We'll talk much more about that as the day goes along. Glad you're here. We're brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Quick break. We'll come back, preview the biggest games in college football with Phil Steele next.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Clegg's Nursery. Oh, y'all, fall is here. Man, it has been so nice to walk outside at night or in the morning and to have that little blast of cool air hit you in the face. Happened the other night when I was taking out the trash. Clegg's Nursery is a great time to go celebrate the arrival of fall. Tell you every single day to buy local and shop local. Clegg's has all of your fall decor, y'all. Get on by. They have got pumpkins at Clegg's. They've got hay bales and scarecrows and all of the fall decor that you crave. They've got it at all of the Clegg's Nursery locations. So get on by and shop today. The fall decor arrangement is fantastic at Clegg's. It's beautiful. Go look at their Facebook page. You can see all of it that they have. You want to decorate inside or out, get by Clegg's Nursery. Buy local, shop local, and tell them Matt sent you in to Clegg's Nursery.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
They said I was small, weak, said my heart wasn't strong enough. But I showed them what heart looked like, again and again and again. Mom got me the right care, the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Don't let people tell you who you are. Show them the right card, the right care.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Love doing this every Football Friday. We get a chance to visit with Phil Steele. Of course, PhilSteele.com. That's Phil, S-T-E-E-L-E, PhilSteele.com. The Phil Steele College Football Preview Magazine, the Phil Steele Plus Tour. You see him everywhere, and he's with us every Friday here in hour number one. Phil, we appreciate you, man. How are you?
I am doing great, Matt. How about yourself today?
I'm doing better than Scott Frost, or maybe not, actually. Maybe not. I mean, Scott Frost got a big pile of money to not work. Not bad.
You know, everybody's saying that the AD did him wrong by firing him, but he actually is probably like, you know what? If I get you this extra $7 million, why don't you kick me back $1 million?
I mean, I'm going to tell you, like, coaching obviously pays well. Not coaching pays better.
Yeah.
But Phil, that does create a really interesting game in the morning window with number 6 Oklahoma in Lincoln against Nebraska. A lot of people are here interested because Mickey Joseph was at LSU. He's a New Orleans guy, was at LSU before he went to Nebraska. Now get a chance to be an interim head coach. What do you think, Phil? Is there some sort of like maybe refocus, reattention from Nebraska to keep this one closer than many may think?
Yeah, I tell you what, if Scott Frost was the head coach of Nebraska, I would definitely like Oklahoma here. You go back to last year's game, the Sooners led that one by 14 points. And granted, it was a pretty close game. Nebraska getting a late score, though, made it a 7-point game. And I thought the Sooners were playing better football this year, especially after watching Nebraska's defense against Georgia Southern and against Northwestern, a couple of teams that just shredded them. But we've seen it in all sports, and we definitely have seen it in college football, the coaching bounce. You go back to last year, Gary Patterson was at TCU, longtime idol at TCU, got fired, and here, they've got a statue outside the stadium. Next week under Jerry Kill, they go and upset Baylor, and Baylor had a pretty good year that year. So, yes, I do think you'll see Nebraska play with some extra enthusiasm. The crowd will definitely be there. It's your normal sellout crowd at home. And it's a rivalry game on top of that. And throw in the fact Oklahoma's offense wasn't exactly a juggernaut last week. I mean, they trailed 3-0 late in the first half, got a touchdown with seconds to go in the first half to pull out a 7-3 lead, and only won 33-3. So I do think Oklahoma's a better team, but be careful because Nebraska will be benefiting from that coaching change.
Phil, let's go up to South Bend. And I don't think many people would have had Notre Dame 0-2 and Cal 2-0. Marcus Freeman, and by the way, the 0-2 team is an 11.5-point favorite, but Marcus Freeman's still searching for that first win. Does he get it Saturday in South Bend?
Yeah, I think he does. And, you look at Cal's season so far. I've watched both their games. The UC Davis game was a fairly close game. They got a late score to make it a 21-point win. But you look at the yards, they only outgained UC Davis by 28 yards. And last week, UNLV down 20-14, got stopped on downs 3 times deep in Cal territory, or they could easily have won that game. So I think Cal sort of fortunate that they've played 2 weak opponents at home and escaped with wins. Meanwhile, Notre Dame, their entire offseason was spent on preparing for Ohio State, and you had to be impressed. They led Ohio State 10-7 late in the third quarter, ended up losing that game 21-10. Marshall's entire offseason was spent on Notre Dame. They only had an FCS opponent to open up, and they were focused on that. It was a clear letdown spot for Notre Dame, and Marshall's a pretty good team. I've got them picked second in that powerful Sun Belt East Division. And Notre Dame came up short in that game. But I think you'll see the real Notre Dame team this week. A lot of pressure on Marcus Freeman. Everybody talking about 0-3, 0-3. I think you'll see them put the hammer down this week. I like Notre Dame to win this one by double digits and more than the spread.
Phil Steele's with us. He's on Twitter at PhilSteele042. Phil, that's one of many really good intersectional rivalries or games in college football this weekend. Another one's happening in Eugene. BYU, fresh off the big win over Baylor. Now they're on the road at Oregon, ranked on ranked matchup. Oregon's a 3.5-point home favorite. Phil, I don't know if you agree with me, but if BYU somehow manages to run the table, which I think is obviously a tall task, they will be a playoff team considering their schedule. And tomorrow in Eugene is a massive opportunity.
I agree with you 100%. If they run the table, they deserve to be a playoff team this year. I mean, and the knock on Group of 5 teams, for example, is the fact that they may play 1, maybe 2 Power 5 opponents all year.
Yep.
Meanwhile, BYU this year is playing 5. Last year they proved what they could do. They went 5-0 against the Pac-12 and beat the Pac-12 champs. So, I mean, there's really nothing else to prove in that respect. If they run the table, yes, I agree with you. BYU will make the playoff this year. They'll have played enough Power 5 teams. And this is probably Kalani Sitake's best team he's put on the field. They've got practically everybody back from last year. I believe 17, 18 returning starters. And 2 years ago they had that great record, but they weren't playing the great schedule. They played a pretty soft schedule and got to the great record. So if they get there after beating teams like Baylor, Oregon and Autzen Stadium, Notre Dame, Stanford, Boise State on the road, they definitely would deserve to be there. And I think they have a shot in this game. I was a little surprised the lines makers had Oregon favored by over a field goal. To me, it's a toss-up game. I would have maybe given Oregon the home field advantage. I know Autzen's one of the tougher places to play. But I think Oregon has a shot at pulling this one out. Remember, they had 14 first downs in the first half against Georgia's defense. They just didn't matriculate it into points. Last week against Eastern Washington, 70 points, 604 yards. Bo Nix is a better quarterback at home. I do think Autzen Stadium, Oregon might pull out a close one, but I actually like BYU plus the points just because anything over a field goal. I mean, to me, this is a coin flip game. BYU could easily win it.
Phil Steele is with us. Another game that's a close spread, another intersectional matchup is Penn State at Auburn. Phil, I heard this earlier today. This is the first time ever that a Big Ten team is visiting Jordan-Hare Stadium. They played a great game a year ago. Obviously, no Bo Nix this time. Sean Clifford was great in that one a year ago. What do you think, Penn State, a 3-point favorite going on the road into Jordan-Hare?
I like the upset in this one. I'm going to go with the unranked team over the ranked team. I watched last year's game in whiteout conditions. I thought Penn State had a hell of a crowd advantage in that game. I had Penn State in that game. And at the end, when Auburn's deep in Penn State territory, I'm sweating that thing out. And I thought Auburn played a great game. Now, they clearly will have the home field edge. Jordan-Hare, one of the tougher places to play. I think Auburn's held their offense under wraps these first 2 weeks, and I think we'll see the true Auburn offense this week. I also like the fact that Auburn's got a tremendous rush defense. Penn State, against good opponents, has struggled to run the ball. Yes, Singleton ran for a bunch of yards last week, but that was at home against Ohio U. I don't think they'll be able to run the ball in Auburn, and that's going to put the onus on Sean Clifford to deliver it on the road. Now, they've played good on the road. I mean, they beat Wisconsin last year, but that was a game Wisconsin had a 29-11 first down edge. They went into Iowa, came up short. They needed a late touchdown to get past Purdue on the road, and I think Jordan-Hare is going to be a tougher venue than all of those. So overall, I'm very bullish on this Auburn team this year. I think they have the opportunity to open up 4-0 when they face LSU. I like Auburn to pull the upset there.
Okay, Phil Steele with the outright upset, Auburn over Penn State at Jordan-Hare. We'll wrap with LSU, but let's go into the night window, Phil. I am fascinated by Michigan State, Washington. Washington's fallen on hard times, but it feels like they've gained some traction. They're actually a 3.5-point home favorite with Mel Tucker's 11th-ranked Michigan State Spartans coming in. The ABC night game, 6:30 Central, Michigan State at Washington. How do you see it?
You know, the one thing I realized in this game, Matt, is I got to stop sending my magazine to the casinos. They always ask for my magazine, and we have some trades. And I tell you what, back in April, I'm looking at this game. I'm like, hey, I got a 4-8 Washington team that I think is better than an 11-2 Michigan State team. I'm going to have them a 7-point home dog. I love that game. And then what happens? Vegas reads my magazine, and they've got Washington favored by 3. They were even 3.5 in some spots earlier on. Michigan State's minus 62 yards per game in Big Ten play last year. I think they're a little bit of a fake team at 11-2 last year. They're off 2 blowout wins, but they didn't really impress me against Western Michigan. And I love Kalen DeBoer, Washington. And, you know, last year I gave myself an F in the surprise team grade because of what Washington did. I had high expectations for them. They actually had a losing season, but the talent was there. And guess what? Kalen DeBoer is getting the most out of the talent. He's got a quarterback in Michael Penix who, a couple of years ago, when he was the offense coordinator at Indiana, led Indiana to great heights. And then Penix was injured last year and was sort of protecting his injury. Well, he's back to 100%. You've got Kalen DeBoer. You've got tough defense. You got Husky Stadium. I would call it. I mean, it should be an upset. Washington's an unranked team taking on a team that was 11-2 last year and is high in the rankings, but it won't be an upset in Vegas. I like Washington in that one.
All right, Washington to I guess, upset in the rankings, as you mentioned, Michigan State. A couple more I want to get to, Phil. I want to get a quick thought on Texas against Texas San Antonio. Normally, we wouldn't highlight a game like this. It's just so fascinating because Texas was unranked, lost, and now they're ranked and might be playing their third-string quarterback. Meanwhile, UTSA, I mean, they played an overtime game against Houston a couple of weeks ago. Texas is a 12.5-point favorite at home, but, Phil, that feels like a really tricky spot for Texas. Should the Longhorns be on upset alert?
Yeah, they should be. And, UTSA's got a head coach in Jeff Traylor that's just done an amazing job there. His first year, I was hoping they would get to a bowl game, and they did better than that. They got to 7-5. Last year, I thought, okay, well, they're definitely a bowl team. Maybe they'll have a good season, and they go and rattle off a 10 or 11-0 until they had a throwaway game against North Texas that they lost. They've got their quarterback back at Frank Harris. They have struggled to get a run game going. They lost Sincere McCormick. You look at their top rusher this year, it's actually Frank Harris. But UTSA is dangerous, and as you mentioned, you talk about a letdown situation. I thought Texas clearly outplayed Alabama. They lose Quinn Ewers at the QB spot. You can't come in with the same intensity here against UTSA. I like the Roadrunners plus the points in that one.
Okay, Phil Steele with us. A couple of more. Speaking of letdown spots, whatever the opposite of that is, maybe a bounce back, I feel like that's where A&M is this week. Maybe similar spot as Notre Dame, like you mentioned earlier. But here comes Miami. Texas A&M is nearly a touchdown favorite in this game over the 13th-ranked Miami Hurricanes. You're going to have to make sense of why the line looks like it does, but do you feel like this is the bounce-back spot for A&M and Jimbo to get a big home win over Miami?
Yeah, as far as the line goes, every week I put up a Vegas power ratings on my website, philsteele.com. And the thing I've learned getting the power ratings from the Vegas casinos is they do not adjust the numbers more than 1 or 2 points per week. So you're not going to get that knee-jerk reaction where, some team loses like Texas A&M to App State. All of a sudden they drop them down to a middle-of-the-road team. They're not the AP rankings. They're the Vegas rankings. So last week prior to this game, A&M would have been about a 10-point favorite. They did adjust it down to about a 5.5, 6-point favorite. And I agree with you. I think this is one of those games where, remember last year, Texas A&M got dominated by Arkansas, and then they lose to Mississippi State at home, and now here comes Alabama, and they have no shot. I mean, they're probably going to get blown off the course of the earth, and yet the Aggie fans and Kyle Field, and they upset Alabama. And then they played great down the stretch. All of a sudden, they blew out Missouri, blew out South Carolina, blew out Auburn. You're like, where was that team earlier in the year? I think we will see that type of turnaround with Texas A&M starting this week and then coming through. It's interesting seeing some radio things, and FPI is got them as an underdog in their next 5 games, open up the season 1-6. I am not going to overreact like that. And Miami last week, if you watch their game, much like a game we just discussed, they were trailing 7-3 late in the half against a Southern Miss team, starting a freshman quarterback. His very first action needed a late touchdown, and they weren't that impressive in their 30-7 win. So I like A&M to rally the horse, to rally everybody, and get the win at home here at Kyle Field.
All right, Phil, before we wrap up, got to get a thought on LSU, Mississippi State. Tigers have dominated this series historically, but the road team has won the last 3. Phil, interesting line movement in this one. There's 2 things I'd love for you to address. One is how you account for Mississippi State with the travel, right? I mean, playing a late-night game in Arizona and traveling now, coming to Baton Rouge. But also, LSU opened a 3-point favorite. It very quickly moved to Mississippi State as a 2.5-point favorite. That's just a massive swing overnight. So maybe touch on those if you would, and then give us your thought how you think it goes Saturday night in Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, let's address the line move for starters. And I'm just going to simply say that your Sunday night lines are very soft. They're basically guesses that the casinos are putting up where their main goal is to get 50% of the action on one team and 50% of the action on the other team. And it doesn't take much to move a line 2, 3, 4 points. And, once you get a game, let's say you're on one side of the pick'em line and it switches to the other, what's the difference if the line is at 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5? It basically can easily fluctuate from 1 up to 3. So that was not a major money move coming in. That was just a soft early number that got switched to the correct side. I think when you look at the power ratings, Mississippi State probably should have been about a 2.5, 3-point favorite in the game, and that's where the line ended up Monday morning when the lines are a lot tougher. Now, if the line moved like that during the week, I would be pretty stand up at attention for a 5-point move during the week, especially one shift to the other. Now, as far as the game goes, I've been more impressed with Mississippi State, no doubt about that. I like the way that they laid it on Memphis in the opener. They had a 294 to 29-yard edge at the half, then let up in the second half. They weren't quite as impressive as the final score last week, 39-17 against Arizona. Keep in mind, it was 18-10 at the half. Arizona went for it, got stopped on downs a couple of times, setting up short scores. Also a turnover, set up a touchdown, and they won by 22. Then LSU, as you know, was down by 14 to Florida State and then beat Southern. Big deal. So more impressed with Mississippi State. They deserve to be a slight favorite in this game. But I got to love the situation for LSU because Mississippi State was playing late night at Arizona. Then you fly back. You're getting back home late. Now they got to travel again to Death Valley. And you've got LSU fired up because they're a home underdog to Mississippi State. And that's pretty rare for LSU to be a home underdog. So I think what I've seen on the field this year, I'd have Mississippi State a slight favorite. The situation greatly favors LSU. This is a game that I'm going to watch and learn about both of these teams. I find it tough to go against either one in this situation.
Phil, it's interesting. I believe this is the first time LSU has been a home dog to Mississippi State since 2000, a game that LSU won 45-38 in overtime in Nick Saban's first year. It's been a while since LSU has seen this situation play out against Mississippi State. Of course, Phil gives you amazing breakdowns here on AFR every single Friday of the biggest games, but you can get breakdowns of literally every game at Phil Steele Plus, and you can always take the Phil Steele Plus tour. Phil, you want to tell the folks about the Phil Steele Plus tour and Phil Steele Plus?
Yeah, and while you were talking there, Matt, I went on my website. We have the last 25 years matchups for every game, and it's color-coded green and red, so it's really easy to look up. And you are absolutely correct. In 2000 was the last time LSU was a home dog to Mississippi State, and they pulled the upset 45-38. So you're right on the money there. Mississippi State actually came in number 13 in the country, and LSU was unranked. Phil Steele Plus gives you all this type of information. Last 25 years matchups, season updated, color-coded red and green, red for bad, green for good, individual player stats. You've got the last 45 years results dating back to 1976, including the spread. And the Phil Steele Plus tour shows you how to use Phil Steele Plus, but it also gives you free plays. Last week the tour went 4-2, plus the quick hitters did well. This year you get 6 free plays, and you get yourself 5 quick hitters as well. That's all at philsteele.com. Check out my Twitter at philsteele042. I've got it tweeted out. But take the Phil Steele Plus tour tonight. You'll be a lot smarter in the morning by taking it because there's a lot of information on there.
I am smarter every week when I watch that video on Friday mornings. There's no doubt. Phil Steele, you're the best with us every Friday. We always appreciate it. Thank you, Phil.
Hey, great talking to you again, Matt, and enjoy the weekend. We appreciate it, Phil. Same to you. We'll talk next Friday. We're brought to you by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com. Bumper-to-bumper auto service and name brand tires at wholesale prices. You know where to find them. It's at Shawbills. Maybe the tread on them tires getting a little worn, if it's a little threadbare and it's time to go tire shopping, they'll sell you the best tires on the road for the cheapest price possible. Ask about the Shawbills credit card. They'll always save you money at ShawBillsTire.com. ShawBillsTire.com for more than 50 years. Shawbills, selling you name brand tires at wholesale prices, treating you like family. Bumper-to-bumper auto service. It's ShawBillsTire.com. Shawbills, where we keep you rolling. All right, we'll go around the SEC next.
AFR.
To Corval Toyota and meet with a sales specialist to build your new Toyota. It's easy and stress-free. Or if you're looking for a pre-owned, we have a wide variety. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
There's nothing better than tailgating, but it can be a lot of work. So why do it yourself when you don't have to? Let Revelry Sports and Entertainment set up your luxury tailgate on campus. Order what you want and just show up to party. Book your tailgate today at revelryteam.com. Revelry Sports, the official tailgate partner of LSU Athletics.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has...
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, we're going to roll along quickly here because we'll get to our tailgate segment. Tressie Leindecker from Chris' Specialty Foods will be in here in just a couple of minutes. By now you probably know, you've heard the news. Sounds like Max Johnson is going to start for Texas A&M. That shouldn't come as any great surprise. Haynes King has been downright bad. The Aggies are 100th nationally in scoring offense, 102nd nationally in total offense. Max Johnson's been a really good player. He started 12 games for LSU a year ago, threw for 2,800 yards. 27 touchdowns, 6 picks. He immediately makes Texas A&M a more competent offense. And I've said it all week. I think A&M is going to beat Miami in that game. I know they're a betting favorite in the game. I don't think that should be any surprise at all. One other quick note from the Southeastern Conference today. Tennessee and head coach Josh Heupel have agreed on a pay raise. So Heupel's new deal raises his pay up to $5 million annually, and his contract now runs through the 2028 season. He's got an $8 million buyout if he leaves for another job, which drops to $2 million after the 2023 season. So still only Eli Drinkwitz and Shane Beamer paid less than Josh Heupel, but he's doing a great job so far on Rocky Top. They have not won more than 8 games in a regular season since 2007. The year that Jonathan Zenon picked 6 Tennessee in the SEC championship, or picked 6 Tennessee in the SEC championship game, that year was the last time Tennessee won 8 games in a regular season. Stunning. All right, we do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products, excellence in imaging solutions. The Georgia Bulldogs, the South Carolina Gamecocks.
So we look at the SEC slate. Georgia leads this series all time and dominate 53-19-2. Only thing you really need to know, Georgia's scoring defense, number 1 in the country at 1.5 points per game. They've allowed 1 field goal to Oregon. That's it. They shut out Samford last week. And South Carolina has really struggled to move the football. Georgia should win easily at home.
The Auburn Tigers.
Big non-conference game. It'll be the 2:30 CBS. Big 2:30 window. When you look at Penn State blew out Ohio. Auburn blew out San Jose State. Or they beat them by 8. It was actually a closer game than you'd suggest. But rushing offense right now, Penn State 65th in the country. Auburn 14th. Edge Auburn. Passing offense. Auburn 103rd, Penn State 19th. So contrasting styles, Auburn good at running it, Penn State good at throwing it, veteran quarterback. We'll see which one wins out.
The Ole Miss Rebels.
Also in that 2:30 window, Ole Miss heads to Atlanta to take on Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech 123rd in passing offense, 121st in total offense, 100th in scoring offense, 101st in passing defense, 81st in total defense, 89th in scoring defense. That is why Jeff Collins will be fired after this season.
The Vanderbilt Commodores.
Can Vandy get the 3 wins? Here's your shot. Vandy, all-time against Northern Illinois, 4-0. Can they make it 5? It's the only way they're getting over 3.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
Alabama and ULM, the all-time series, tied at 1-1. This is the tiebreaker.
the Tennessee Volunteers.
As we just mentioned, Josh Heupel and the Vols agree on a contract extension. They welcome in Akron for a tune-up before they take on Florida.
The Florida Gators.
And Florida welcomes in South Florida, which has won just 4 times in the last 3 years, and that's their tune-up before they travel to Rocky Top.
The Texas A&M Aggies.
And, of course, the big one after LSU, Mississippi State, A&M against Miami, couple of ranked teams. Miami 13th in the country. Miami leads the all-time series 2-0-1. Aggies have never beaten the Hurricanes. Max Johnson gets his first start as an Aggie. We'll see if he can get that ship righted in College Station. All right, there you have it. It is Around the SEC presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Shout out to our guy Trey Beal and our friends at Gulf Coast Office Products online at gcopnet.com. 20 years as the official office equipment provider of LSU Athletics. It's Gulf Coast Office Products, gcopnet.com. All right, we're not going to quick break. We'll do our tailgate segment when we return on AFR.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, whether always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001. I always mention that you should get that standard seasonal maintenance done. It will extend the life of your unit, both your AC and your heater, depending on what time of year it is, of course. But do that. It will save you money in the long run. They'll find small issues and fix them before they become very big, very costly issues. It's River City's 1 Hour Air. You know, I always encourage you to go read the reviews because there's a reason River City's 1 Hour Air has been in business for more than 40 years. They do great work at a fair price, and they treat people right. It's River City's 1 Hour Air, 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com. Look for the big yellow vans and trucks with a giant clock on the side. Remember, nights, holidays, weekends, they will always come out, and they'll never charge you extra to do so. It's River City's 1 Hour Air, 752-0001.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
3 people walk into a bar. The first 2 order the same old marks. The third, Nuevo Topo Chico Margarita Hard Seltzer. Crafted with real lime juice and a crisp tequila flavor. Topo Chico Margarita Hard Seltzer.
When I was a boy, I spent my days climbing trees, catching fish. Barefoot in the river I walked, listening to crickets, counting stars. This was home. After my stroke, I wondered if I'd make it back to the people and places I love. But I got the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Your card matters. Your home does too.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, wrapping up hour number 1. Time for our tailgate segment. Normally, for the last 5 years or so, Jay Ducote has done the honors, but Jay's jet-setting all over the country this football season. He's done all these tourism trips and everything. He's in Atlanta right now, so no Jay this week, but in a very more than adequate substitute, Tressie Leindecker is with us from Chris's Specialty Foods. How are you?
I'm great. Definitely not a connoisseur on the alcohol side of it, but I'll try to fill in as best I can.
No worries. We'll leave the booze to Ducote. Actually, I can fill in the blanks there as well as I need to. So, football season for Chris is pretty awesome. People are tailgating, game watch parties, all that sort of stuff. You texted me, and we always try to do something like opponent related, right? So LSU's playing Mississippi State. I'm like, what are you going to do? And you said Wagyu hot dogs. I'm like, all right, I've heard of Wagyu beef, like steaks. What is a Wagyu hot dog?
Pretty much the same thing. So you take the Wagyu beef and you grind it up and you put it into a hot dog.
No way.
And I'm not a
So it's beef.
It is beef. Yeah. You got to try it.
All right. All right, hang on. This is, you want me to take a bite on air? I usually don't Jimmy Yacht this thing. I usually don't eat on air. But so all right, well, go ahead. I'll open it up. You explain.
Yeah, so basically, and look, I'm not a hot dog connoisseur either. I like a good hot dog, but this kind of changes the game. I mean, it's next level.
You're a hot dog guy, yeah. Paulie, you're a hot dog guy, yeah. All right, we're gonna do this all together. Okay?
Hot dogs for everyone.
All right, we're gonna do this together.
So yeah, it's definitely a game changer. A traditional hot dog kind of takes maybe a little bit of the leftover pieces.
Yeah, for sure.
Cow.
So a hot dog is beef? I didn't know what kind of meat was in a hot dog normally.
They have beef franks and then they have chicken franks and other stuff. Right. Yeah, but this is Wagyu.
Right. What do we think here? Open up the mic.
We're all gonna Jimmy Yacht it. Okay.
What do you think? Did you eat
I haven't
it yet?
eaten it yet. You said we were doing it together.
No, go take a bite. All right.
Oh,
take a bite.
okay.
Take a bite. That's really good. I don't like hot dogs. Like, I don't eat hot dogs.
Yeah, so this week, we're looking
that don't taste like a hot dog.
We're looking at the Mississippi Bulldog. So when we text, I was like, okay, we got to do a hot dog.
Oh my God, what do you think?
That's the stuff right there.
Like it's a different texture than a normal hot dog. Mm-hmm. It's like a tougher texture, almost like a steak.
Almost like a sausage.
Yeah, that's the right way to put it. Yes.
Yeah. So a hot dog is a more mushed and a more compact.
Oh my God. So wait, do y'all sell the buns? Do y'all sell them like this wrapped?
We don't. We
okay.
We just sell the Wagyus in a pack. I think it comes 8 in a pack.
Okay. Grill it or like water on a stove? Like how do you?
Anyway, we grilled these.
Oh my gosh. And so you brought the buns?
Yeah.
Okay, so go to the store, buy your own buns, but get the Wagyu hot dogs. That is such a good idea. Like, I don't think normally, like if you're doing a big tailgate out at LSU and you would think, I'm going to have a bunch of people out. I don't think you would think hot dogs. You'd be thinking jambalaya or whatever people would be doing. That's a great idea. Yeah. Especially if you're eating the competition. Go like how do they get these at the store?
They're in our fresh cases. Just go in, ask. Mention Matt Moscona, get 10% off.
Why Are you serious?
Hell yeah.
Look at that. Go into Chris's, mention the show. They give just everybody in all the stores know. You better tell them.
I'll call them when I leave.
You better call them and let them know. So, of course, Prairieville, that's the store by our house we go to all the time. So if you're on Airline in Prairieville going south, it's on the right. You can't miss it. Millerville, Lakeview in New Orleans, and then Frisco as well for all the Dallas peeps. So what else is in the gift basket there that you brought?
So we're getting, I know some people say it's a little early to start thinking about Christmas and so forth, but it really isn't. We have some phenomenal gift baskets, right? So if you're struggling to find something for family members, customers, vendors, bosses, employees, whatever, we have some great gift baskets. We can put anything you want. You want $20 worth, $120 worth. We can design it for you. In this one today, we brought you some ribeyes. We brought some fillets. We've got some twice-baked potatoes as well as some cream spinach.
It's that time of year. Like
it is.
It's football season. It's tailgate. It's game watch. You got to pop into Chris's to get all of your tailgate and game watch goodies. or you can go to the website. It's chrisspecialtyfoods.com. So it's like back-to-back S's. chrisspecialtyfoods.com. Where on the website can they find out about gift baskets? Is it on the website?
We have something. Well, actually, you can go into the cart and put a gift basket, but everything is kind of a la carte. So you pick what you want, and we can put it together for you.
Y'all have DoorDash in Frisco. Yeah. Look at that. That is exciting as well. Shout out Texas peeps. All right, we're under a minute. Thoughts on the game tomorrow? You following it closely at all yet?
A little bit. So LSU's what, +3? I have a very good friend in Jason Washington who is a secondary coach for Bulldogs.
Oh, no. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Look, I'm pulling for LSU. I'm depressed that we have to sit here and talk about, is LSU going to beat Mississippi State,
I know,
man?
Right? I know.
But I'm pulling for Brian Kelly. I'm a Brian Kelly fan, so go Tigers.
Better times are coming. Thank you for coming in.
Absolutely.
Tressie Linedecker. It's AFR. Y'all go see Chris's Specialty Foods. Theriot in studio next.
AFR.
We're brought to you by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette, online at theantiagingclinics.com. Theantiagingclinics.com. As a matter of fact, was in there earlier today. If it's medical grade supplements, if it's great skincare products, medical grade as well, they have all of that. Of course, we talk to you all the time about things like hormone replacement therapy, if it's laser hair removal, great laser, if it's laser tattoo removal, if that's what you're looking for. They have great specials right now. Sometimes you get those like brown and red sunspots on your face, your arms, your chest. They can remove those affordably, easily, pain-free, in and out, no downtime. So many great options to look and feel your best. It's at the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. A Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, right near Perkins. Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette, or you could always go online to look at a menu of their services or to schedule an appointment at theantiagingclinics.com. Theantiagingclinics.com. Look and feel like your younger self. It's the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Come on over to Corval Toyota in Opelousas and meet with one of our sales specialists to build your new Toyota. It's easy and stress-free. Or if you're looking for a pre-owned, we have a wide variety. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. If Suns owner Robert Sarver stays with the team after his one-year suspension, team sponsor PayPal will not renew its deal for the jersey patch on the Suns uniforms. Sarver was sanctioned by the league for repeatedly using racist and misogynist language. President Biden is meeting today with family members of Brittany Griner and Paul Whelan, two Americans both jailed in Russia. ESPN's TJ Quinn.
It's a possible indication that there is not a deal ready to be made as much as they want there to be. If that was the case, well then why not just announce that a deal is coming soon? So what they want from the president is absolutely his ear and his empathy, but they want to say to him, when you have a deal, you need to make it as soon as possible.
TJ Quinn. The Chargers hope to learn more today about quarterback Justin Herbert's rib injury. Herbert took several hits during last night's loss to the Chiefs in Kansas City. Giants rookie defensive end Kayvon Thibodeau listed as doubtful for Sunday's game against the Panthers, still recovering from a right knee sprain during the preseason.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
Let's ride.
Call him the Riot, born and raised in the swamps, on the fight like a tiger, he going beast mode, baby he a beast though, what you think he supposed to do, you pitch a better reload, get the point.
After further review, the Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot.
Here comes Theriot, the throw, not in time, Scudero delivers and the Giants lead 4-3 in the 10th.
104.5, 104.9 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN New Orleans.
This is legit, dude. Check me out. I got camo paint on my face.
Ryan Theriot hitless in 4 at-bats.
When it's 20 degrees, Matt, and you're sitting in a deer stand, it's freezing cold. Okay, you need a beanie on your head.
Our weekly visit with Ryan Theriot is brought to you by Bowie Outfitters. Bowie Outfitters, your home for everything outdoors.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Matt, I am sweating. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
You so. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Yeah, bro. Do you remember the last time Mississippi State was favored over LSU in Tiger Stadium?
Yeah.
You were listening on the way in?
No, was not. I was show prepping on the way in.
Okay, when was the last time?
When Dak was there. When Dak was...
No.
Oh.
They won here that year, but then they also won here in 2020 with Bill Pelini, let's throw for 600 yards on LSU's defense game. But the last time they were favored.
So they weren't favored with Dak?
No, they were not.
Really?
They came in and blew the doors off LSU early in the season. Nobody really knew how good Dak and that team was yet. Turned out Dak was pretty good. They had 5 senior offensive linemen. They had Josh Robinson, who was a fifth-year running back, was a little bowling ball, and LSU was starting Christian Lockature as a sophomore and Davin Gottschall as a true freshman at defensive tackle. It didn't go so hot.
What year was that?
2014.
That was 14.
Yeah.
Give me 1999.
You're off by a year.
98.
No.
2000.
99 Mississippi State.
Who was our quarterback?
In 2000.
Was it Rowe?
It was Josh Booty and Rohan. Was that season where they kind of alternated?
Did we beat them?
We did. 45-38 in overtime. Right. I was at the game.
Oh, boy, Rowe.
It was an overtime game.
Oh, I was there too, I guess. It was 2000.
I was going to tell you, it was just months after you scored the game-winning run in Omaha.
Oh, I was turning up then. I was the guy.
You were the guy?
I was. Oh, yeah.
So you scored the game-winning run in June.
Yeah.
I believe it was that game, though, was in October when LSU played Mississippi State in 2000. I'm almost certain of it.
That was an interesting year for me.
Why?
Academically. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, that was.
Because you knew you were done.
Yeah.
Hey man, just get me to the spring semester so I can be eligible for baseball.
How do I stay eligible? That's it. That's it. And then the following year was great because there was no rule. Like you didn't. Now the kids have to take a certain amount of classes to continue to play spring sport.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, give me the study hall. That's it. 3 hours study hall. I can go eat lunch at noon. We're good.
So how you feeling?
I feel good, man. Football.
No. How are you feeling about the game?
What game? LSU?
Mississippi State.
Oh, I feel fine.
Okay.
I feel fine. I feel good. Look.
I was at Traction earlier today working out. Shout out Mac Chiwilli. And Chad walked over from Traction PT with his Mississippi State shirt on.
He sucks.
And trying to talk to me about this game as if I care at all about anything Mississippi State has ever been or will ever be. Yeah. And I really just wanted to get my workout in, but I had to kind of pacify him.
No, you don't. You could just tell him that he sucks.
I had to kind of pacify him and be like, no, I'm sure it'll be a close game. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about it. Yeah.
Well, listen, I heard the interview you did yesterday with the guy from State.
Yeah, Steve Robertson.
And I actually like Steve.
Yeah, he does a good job.
Yeah, you think he does a good job. But, boy, he had me scared.
Did he?
I mean, yeah.
Had you worried?
Yeah, because you were – you tried to hit him a couple times with some things that you perceive as strengths, and I know you well enough to you're not the homer guy. That's not what you do here on this show. You never have.
Right.
But I could hear it in your voice. You felt like those were legit strengths, and LSU should win those matchups. And he just had a rebuttal, dude. He came right back with good stuff. So-and-so's athletic, and he runs this, and then this one's got some length, and then this transfer came in, and dude, he was at Bama. He's still running with the threes. I mean, our guys are dudes, and I'm going, we're screwed.
Well, he was talking about Marcus, the cornerback. Marcus, I'm blanking right now, who was a one-time LSU commit. His dad, who has since passed, played at Florida State. He was committed to LSU, flipped to Bama, never got on the field, transferred to Mississippi State, now is not playing there either. So. Sometimes you just miss. Sometimes you just miss. Anyway, we'll talk plenty about.
We'll talk about
I can't wait for the guest picker segment in about an hour. See what celebrity guest pickers rolling through here. Cannot wait for it. That's coming up. But yeah. So how was the rest of the week going?
The week was good.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, week was good. It was a good week. I mean,
good.
Look, fall's in the air. You get up early in the morning. You can kind of feel a little crisp.
Marcus Banks. That just hit me. Sorry. There we go. Sorry. Hey, by the way, you're right.
In the evenings, it's a little chilly too. I say chilly. You can kind of feel there's a little breeze.
You don't feel like you're wearing a blanket when you walk outside.
Well, today was hot, but
no, just at night. No, you're right. No, I got you. You're right.
So yeah. I mean, look, in a pretty good spot. It's been a good week. I feel good about the game. Big win for the Dunham Tigers last week over 5A Live Oak, so that was good.
All right. Way to go, Dunham. Was that Dunham last night?
Yeah, for the thing.
There was a Dunham father-son barbecue. They invited me to come be the keynote.
Yeah.
And I was thrilled to go do that. Great crowd. Great crowd.
Good for you. Shout out Neil Weiner. I wish they'd asked me to do something like that. I did go one time. I let a few cuss words rip on accident, and I haven't been asked back.
Never
that was like 15 years ago.
Never back.
They're like, all right, beat it. Okay, so good. It's been a good week though so far. Although something did happen last week, and I like to talk about it because I think it's going to happen again tomorrow, and so I just want to get this out there before it happens again tomorrow. Here we go.
This again.
Yeah, dear Contraflow. You never worked properly, and it's an absolute nightmare. The pain starts around noon on game days in Baton Rouge. I live in the immediate LSU area. I live kind of in this area, so around noon is when it excuse me, about noon on Friday, it starts to get bad. Okay? But that has nothing to do with contraflow. For whatever reason, y'all think that blocking off traffic lanes 5 hours prior to any actual traffic is a good idea. It's not a good idea. Getting in and out of the designated parking lots around LSU is absolutely ridiculous. That's when the game is getting ready to start, right? So if I'm trying, say I have a parking pass, which I paid a lot of money for, okay? To get to campus is a nightmare. Then once I get there, to get into my parking pass, which I paid a lot of money for, and go park is ridiculous because of the morons that are sitting there looking at your tags. Lazy traffic guards could care less that there's a line of cars 10 miles long because they're terrible at their job. They're going to make their $12.50 an hour regardless to whether people get to the game on time or not, so what do they care? Forcing traffic in one direction, Matthew, is vital to getting everyone home in a timely manner. I get that. But keeping it going for 4 hours after the game is completed is just stupid.
Keeping contraflow going that long is stupid?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
If you can't be efficient enough to get everybody off in 4 hours, something's wrong.
Okay. But a lot of times after the game, people stay in tailgate after the game.
There is at least, listen to me.
Okay.
There is at least 7 ways. I counted 7 today. There may be more. There's at least 7 ways to exit campus and get out of Baton Rouge. 7. We're not talking about 2 or 3 different main roads that get you out of campus. It's not like there's an interstate running right there that everybody's got to get on to leave. You can go down River Road. You can go down Nicholson. You can go down Highland.
But you got to go down a tiny little artery.
You can cut up College. You can get up there, cut up Perkins. You can go all these different directions to get off of campus, but yet it's an absolute nightmare in every direction.
Because there is no easy way out. That's what.
I just gave you 7.
There's no shortcut home. There's no easy way out.
You wonder why people leave early?
Giving in can be tough.
Does it piss you off to see the stadium half full in the fourth quarter?
No.
Well, it does a lot of people, okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, it's the faults of the genius traffic setup causing people to leave early, and I don't blame them at all, okay? Listen, I enjoy listening to you and T-Bob on Whiskey and Wine.
Oh, cool, thanks.
I do. I listen to it. Well,
shout out. Live from Don Juan Cigar Bar.
You
as soon as the game finishes.
You guys do a good job. I especially like it when we lose and it's close and T-Bob has too much to drink and he curses nonstop. His curse words make no sense. He's just throwing them out there because it's legal.
He gets really handsy too. Like he'll like feel my leg, he'll feel my face.
Really?
Oh.
I didn't notice that. I'm listening to him.
He intentionally tries to be drunkenly inappropriate. Yes. Which is hilarious to a lot of people.
Yeah, it's inappropriate.
You're watching the dumpster fire.
But I like it.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, he's a nightmare.
I know people that don't even like sports that watch that show.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
It's incredible.
Yeah, shout out. Attaboy, T-Bob. Keep getting drunk and being stupid. I love it. So if there's no traffic, it takes me about 7 minutes to get to my house from Tiger Stadium. Probably a little less.
Okay.
Actually. I can turn Whiskey and Wine on and listen to the entire show, plus some, and still not be home because of these morons that try to direct this traffic. Okay. On Wednesday of this week, there was still barricades and turning lanes that were left over from Saturday's game. I saw this with my own 2 eyes, multiple locations in Baton Rouge. I'm not sure whose job it is to pick those up. I don't know. But to just leave them out there and screw up traffic for the entire week is just ridiculous and lazy. College Drive had a turning lane with the barricade from the LSU game blocked off Wednesday this week. I wanted to stop and get out and take and move it, but the traffic was going.
You could have just run over it with your truck.
Somebody didn't think to move that?
No.
That's the bad. I'm going to give you the good. You ready? From this past week. I'm going to give you some good.
Okay.
This is like a hug, but not really.
Okay.
When I was at LSU 20 years ago, the tailgate experience was off the charts. There were dance floors set up in front of the natatorium. Live music could be heard everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
No corporate tailgates catered by Superior Grill. Didn't happen. And you didn't need a wristband to walk near someone's RV. Young Matt Moscona was sitting in a wheelchair, shotgunning beers from an IV stand. And Paul Wall is performing Sitting Sideways for the whole campus to hear, free of charge.
If they ever find a way to unlock my original Facebook account.
You were a disaster.
You were a disaster. I could never work in Baton Rouge again.
No, you'd be done.
I couldn't work anywhere again. If Facebook used to just be where you put all of your stupid party, drug, and tailgate stuff.
And your problem was, though, like, you wanted that
I
smoke.
know.
You wanted
I
all
wanted
that.
all the smoke.
All of it. Like, let me see how stupid I can be.
We took a wheelchair, painted it purple and
There you
gold, put rims on the wheel, and on the IV stick hung a funnel. And anybody that came by could funnel a beer and then take a lap in the wheelchair. And that was just one of our props.
That's just one we can talk about. Like, there's probably a lot of other stuff. But you, that guy, young Matt Moscona, you weren't in the minority.
Yeah.
That was...
I don't know. I was the guy.
But there were a lot of guys.
Yeah,
like real guys.
Maybe.
Since then, LSU's found a way to squeeze every single penny out of the fan. Limited parking for tailgates, roped off areas where everyone used to tailgate. Prices have gone through the roof to just have a good time. But not last weekend. I want to personally invite every single Southern University fan to LSU home games to tailgate and pull for the Tigers when the Jags are away. The atmosphere walking around campus was as good as it's been in years. Shout out.
Shout out.
There was a dude driving an ice cream truck through the old Alex box lot slinging push pops. It said Big Worm on the side of his van.
I love it. Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah.
Nobody told him a word.
Why would you?
But you wouldn't. But I hadn't seen that guy in 20 years. Where's he been? He's been on the yard. Come back. Come back. The Cupid Shuffle must have been played 10,000 times. Saw that.
This should have been your letter. Why did you start with all the negative? This should have been your whole letter.
You could see dancing and laughter at every tailgate. It was an amazing vibe. And I want to thank the Southern University fans, and I want them back.
Shout out. Come on back.
I want them back.
Come back.
I want every
Come
single
back,
one
nation.
of them. I want them back at my tailgate. I want them back at everybody's tailgate. Now we got to work on some of the outfit choices. Spandex was not made for certain body types. But I'm going to focus on the positive.
Okay.
Hats off to the SU fans. Please don't be strangers. Sincerely, Ryan.
So after further review, we'll knock out a quick break. Kick Rocks is next.
AFR.
Brought to you by Insurance Network of Louisiana. They're online at lainsurance.net, lainsurance.net. Actually, I was talking with Adam and Jay earlier today. You know, it's crazy. Something they're seeing so much right now. The number of insurance companies that left the state post-Ida last year. So you have a lot of people who are still looking for options. Don't wait. Call Insurance Network of Louisiana today. 293-0450, 293-0450. By the way, it doesn't matter where you are in the state of Louisiana. They're also licensed in Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Arkansas. So if you have a hunting property, a fishing camp, whatever it is, and you need insurance, they can help you. It's Insurance Network of Louisiana. Let them shop independently for free to get you better coverage for less money. 293-0450, 293-0450, or online, lainsurance.net.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There's nothing better than tailgating, but it can be a lot of work. So why do it yourself when you don't have to? Let Revelry Sports and Entertainment set up your luxury tailgate on campus. Order what you want and just show up to party. Book your tailgate today at revelryteam.com. Revelry Sports, the official tailgate partner of LSU Athletics.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, the Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
Hang on. I got to put this picture that I took of us on my Instagram story.
Get it on there.
Here it is. Boom. Well, you should follow me on Instagram if you don't. Matt Moscona. You should follow me on TikTok. I'm everywhere.
Do I follow you on TikTok?
I don't know. I want to to you.
I do.
To the audience.
I think I've seen some of your TikToks. Your TikTok stuff's pretty good.
If for nothing else, you should follow my TikToks because all the stupid stuff that I put up there, I clip from Oliver Twist and from Whiskey and Wine.
Yeah.
From Scone and Tea and Whiskey and Wine, all the stupid things that T-Bob says.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Put that up there. He's not an idiot.
He's not. I actually love T-Bob. I think he's great.
Look at me. You have me defending T-Bob.
I'm just, I really enjoy T-Bob. I do. And I want him to bring back his deal he used to do when he would go he'd write a letter before the LSU home games, and he'd do the accent.
He'd write a letter.
Yeah. It was like you guys familiar? Muso, do you remember that?
He'd write a letter.
That was his Song of Purple and Gold.
The Song of Purple and Gold. That
wasn't a letter. That was like a theatrical performance.
I liked it. I want him to do that again. I'll talk to him about that. That was good. I don't know why he stopped doing that. It's pretty good.
Injury report is out. If you missed it last hour, and it is lengthy for the Saints and the Bucs. We're going to pick this game in the next hour. Who are you picking in that game, by the way? You don't have to give away your pick right now if you don't want.
Did you see Jameis's interview about the pain?
Yeah.
So good.
Was so good.
Why does he do his eyes like that?
He's really an expressive dude.
Yeah.
I actually think it's fun and funny.
Oh, I love it.
The funniest part is when DeMario Davis is doing the hype huddle and Jameis is talking the whole time. Have you seen that?
No.
Okay. We're going to do Kick Rocks, and then I'll show you the hype huddle video in a minute.
See that.
Okay, here you go for the Saints. Questionable. Alvin Kamara did not practice Thursday or Friday. He's likely not going to play. This explains why they signed Latavius Murray. I mean, they know they're not going to have Alvin Kamara. That's why they went and signed Latavius Murray.
How'd they know they weren't going to have Alvin Kamara?
Because he hurt his ribs last week.
Oh.
Questionable. Kamara, Traquan, Dwayne Washington, Jameis, Mark Ingram, Alante Taylor. Paulson Adebo is out for the game on Sunday. So you will be without Adebo, which means likely Marshawn Lattimore, Bradley Roby will be your starting corners. We'll see if Justin Evans fills in the slot or if they go a different direction, if it's Alante, if he's able to play or what direction they go. Tampa, this is long and a big issue for Tampa as well. Chris Godwin is out. We kind of knew that with the hamstring injury. And their starting left tackle, Donovan Smith, is doubtful for the game. He hyperextended his elbow. It is highly unlikely he plays in this game on Sunday. So Tom Brady is going to be without a starting left tackle. He already lost Ryan Jensen, his starting center for the season. They're already on a backup left guard. It's a mess. That offensive line's a mess. And you're going to be without Chris Godwin, Julio, Mike Evans, Russell Gage, all questionable for the game on Sunday, along with Leonard Fournette and Brashad Perriman. So they have a lengthy injury report as well.
Yeah.
And, boy, if you're sitting there looking at Tom Brady, his offensive line's in shambles, his top 4 receivers are all hurt, his running back's hurt. I mean, that's dicey.
It's not looking good down
for Tampa.
there.
All right, it is After Further Review. We're brought to you by GMFS Mortgage, gmfsmortgage.com. Changing lives since 1999. We were talking about our guy LaRussa.
He's a guy.
Today,
That's my guy. Yeah, I've known him for a long time, since we were kids.
Yeah.
And Doug Bickley, too.
Home buy, refi, construction loans, GMFS Mortgage. Change your life financially. If you're buying, building, refinancing, maybe a cash-out refi, GMFS is the number 1 local lender in the state, number 11 in the country.
Get out of here.
Serious. GMFSmortgage.com. Stop renting.
You should.
You want to start building equity, building wealth?
And you know these guys, too.
GMFS Mortgage can help.
Real guys.
GMFSmortgage.com. Changing lives. And if you don't call GMFS, you can kick rocks.
It's now time to kick rocks with Ryan Theriot.
Kick rock.
Kick rocks.
NBA can kick rocks because they're so dang sensitive.
What are you looking at? Kick rocks.
As a matter of fact, the NFL can kick rocks too.
We've got rocks. You know what to do.
In that case, then Matt's going to have to kick rocks.
Now let's see if Ryan Theriot actually prepared for this week's segment.
I'm going to tell myself to kick rocks. Get on down the road and kick rocks.
I was at Dunham yesterday, and after I gave the talk, a lot of people came up to say hi and whatever. And one guy is kids attraction baseball player, said he just realized last Friday that he's like, is that Coach Mack? Realized that's Mac Chiuli's voice on the Kick Rocks.
That's him. That's Coach Mack.
It's Coach Mack.
Coach Mack.
Shout out.
Yep.
Worked out with Coach Mack today over at Traction.
Good old Coach Mack. Getting you right.
I'm getting right, dude.
Yeah. He's doing some speed stuff with Houston right now, Coach Mack is.
Yeah, I'm not doing speed stuff. I'm doing get in shape again stuff. It's been a minute.
How you feel?
Good. I got the diet right. I need to start moving some weight again.
Yeah.
So, getting right, bro.
Speaking of Coach Mack, trained a ton of NFL guys.
And me.
And you. They had an NFL game.
They did yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chargers and the Chiefs. I watched it. Had the Chargers plus the 4. Cash that ticket.
And one Monday night as well. I don't know if you watched that one or not.
I did. I watched that one too. I pretty much watch all of them. It's kind of what my life is this time of year.
And if you watched old Russell Wilson and
I did.
Denver Broncos, who got 2 running backs on that team that are pretty good.
Had the Seahawks and the points in that game. Cash that ticket too. Shout out Jimmy Ott. Otter's riding a heater, brother. I'll tell you what. Woo! Woo! Cashing some tickets. The Ott father.
Hasn't happened since 1982.
Oh, that was when I was born.
The Denver Broncos got down to the 1-yard line. Gave the ball to their running back, who then decided that they wanted to play for the other team during that down, and they gave them the ball. Not once. Twice. Not the same running back. 2 different ones. Javonte Williams felt left out because Melvin Gordon, who, by the way, is my running back on my fantasy team, and I needed him to score 1 touchdown, and I would have won the game.
Got it.
Melvin just gave it to the other guys. Here, you take it. I don't want it. A little hot potato piece on the 1 yard line. Stay hot, Melvin. You clown. You too, Javante.
Way to go, Javante.
Hey, Texas A&M. How much money did you guys pay Jimbo?
Oh.
He stinks! Hey, how much money did you guys pay all the recruits to have this recruiting class you got?
Lots.
They stink too! Oh, I saw the stat. Kevin Sumlin, actually, at this point in his career at A&M, is better than Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah,
it's all you got.
Through 50 games.
So everybody that wanted him to be the LSU Tigers coach, you should be thanking your lucky stars.
I'd have better players here.
I'd argue and say that they got some pretty good players. Look at the recruiting classes they've been stacking up. I mean, how are they not good?
Last year was really the one. I mean, when those guys are, when that class is upper class.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, look, I hope.
I don't hope. I want them to stay.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm
Yeah.
also realistic enough to know
they might be good. Maybe not.
A little letdown spot, a little look ahead spot.
They may all transfer, though. They can do that. That's legal.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That is the one big factor that could make the entire conversation different. I mean, we look at, talk about LSU's recruits. Best recruits in the past few years, Elias Ricks. He's a Bama.
He go.
Eric Gilbert, he's a Georgia.
He go.
And Dwight McGlotherin's at Arkansas.
He go.
I mean,
University of Texas. I thought you guys were back. You
Kick
paid
rock.
$288,000. Saw this one. You paid $288,000 for Manning's Arch's official visit.
that's so good, dude. Have you seen this list? He wanted
Yeah.
Here it is.
Read it off. I haven't seen
it.
it.
Is.
I just saw the number.
All right. So Arch Manning, his official visit to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here it is.
Let's go. Give it to
In
me.
June, Arch Manning, this is courtesy of Front Office Sports. It was Arch and 9 others. There was 10 of them.
Oh.
School spent $280K in 48 hours. So the Athletic got this via the Freedom of Information Act. Airfare, cars, 5-star hotel, parents open bar. How you like me now? Custom cakes, Topgolf, an ice sculpture.
What are we doing?
A lake cruise, and Arch committed 3 days later.
What do you think the ice sculpture was?
Arch.
You think it was him?
Or maybe the Longhorn mascot? Bevo?
I don't. But see, of all those things, I don't see how that equals $280,000. You got 10 people, 2 per room, $1,000 a night.
You're not doing 2 per room. Everybody's getting their own room.
Everybody gets their own. Okay, 10
For
rooms.
sure.
10 grand. How many nights they stay? 2
nights.
Okay, it's $20K. What's an ice sculpture cost?
That's a good point. Lake cruise, airfare, first class airfare probably.
I don't know how they spent that much.
For that and parents, 10 kids, and chaperone. First class airfare for 30 round trip for 30 people.
Oh, 30 people.
Well, I mean, sure, with 10 kids and then parents.
Why 10 kids?
Open bar for the parents?
Just getting hammered.
Open bar? Bro, hey, I'm going to tell you what, bro. You put me in the right bar, I can spend 30 grand in a night.
Yeah.
You give me a big party open bar in the right place, I know what whiskey to order that's going to run up a bill.
Yeah.
I know the whiskey that they're going to charge you $130 for an ounce. I know what to order.
Pretty awesome.
I want to do that one time. But not with my money, with somebody else's money.
Yeah.
Hey, Texas, you want to recruit me? I'm wearing an orange shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, that's it. That's what
I want to give a hug before we go to break.
Okay.
I want to give a hug to your alma mater.
Oh.
I do. I want to give a big,
thank you.
Big, gigantic hug to Broadmoor High School, which for the first time in 2 years won a high school football game, a varsity game last week.
It's been a little while.
And I'm going to tell you what, and this is not a joke in any way. I am being so dead serious. For most athletes, high school is the last time you'll ever play competitively. Everybody should have good memories that they can carry with them forever. I've been on some bad teams. Like when I was a kid, I played elementary school at MBS. My 8th grade year, we had 12 guys on the team. There was 11 on the field and 1 dude on the sideline.
He must have stunk.
Yes, he did. It wasn't a hard choice. What guy wasn't playing?
Jeez.
But so everybody should have a good memory.
Sure.
And so for those guys to finally, to keep grinding, to go out and to feel what it's like to win a game. We won a lot in high school. I mean, at Catholic, we won a lot, man. In 4 years, went to the semis 3 times. We won a lot of games. I got to experience a lot of winning. Never got to the very top, but yeah, I mean, you won World Series. I mean, you got to, those kids deserve to be rewarded for all the hard work and the perseverance. I'm glad they won. I'm glad they got to experience winning. That's awesome.
Go Bucs. Appreciate that.
When we tried, we talked, we were going to wear Broadmoor shirts today, and I was dead serious. Like, I was on board with it completely to celebrate those guys.
We tried.
We just couldn't corral the Broadmoor gear.
No. It wasn't readily available. Let's just say
let's say that. Okay. All right. It's after further review. We'll get to Ask Ryan in about 15 minutes, so get your questions in. Email us, tweet us, jump on the Bayou Forward YouTube chat, or text 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Ask Ryan in about 15 minutes. Stay here.
AFR.
Brought to you by Darren James and Associates, powered by eXp Realty. Every home listed by every company, all in one place. Agent225.com. Darren has done it again. Been telling you about his latest marketing plan, the Buy One, List One Free program. Hire Darren James to represent you on the purchase of your new home, and he will list your home for free. 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com. You could call Darren and have him explain it, but it's literally this easy. Hire him to represent you on the buy side of your new home, and he'll sell your home for free. If you are listing your home right now for sale by owner, there is literally no reason why you shouldn't call Darren James right now. 335-7666 or agent225.com for Darren James.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off MSRP on a new 2021 Ford F-150. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I am Juliette, daughter of Marguerite, granddaughter of Gabriel Piera. I come from a line of strong women who knew struggle and success too. Still, I was scared by my breast cancer diagnosis. But I had Blue Cross coverage, which meant I got care from top doctors. I'm strong like my mother, and her mother before her. The right card, the right care.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, the Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
What's going on over at Bowie?
Teal season is going on at Bowie right now.
I thought it was deer season.
Well, today there's today's the velvet hunt starting this weekend out in Mississippi.
You're hunting velvet?
Yeah, the deer when the bucks still have, it's called velvet. It's a I guess a material that's on the horns that comes off of the horns when they regrow them.
Oh.
But it's teal season, which is a type of duck.
That's a color.
Right now.
No, teal's a color.
It's the color on their wings. It's really cool. Yeah. Middle of teal season, and listen, there's birds everywhere, which is good for us because we've been struggling with the birds in Louisiana. The flyways kind of shifted a little bit. But there's birds everywhere. The western side of the state is getting limits every single hunt. Okay, the eastern side's got a late push of birds this week, so that's awesome. Don't let the heat keep you from hunting. Come see us over at Bowie Outfitters. Get your shells, get your guns. Get out there, get on the water, shoot you some teal.
Okay. We'll get to Ask Ryan in less than 10 minutes from right now, so fire away with your questions. You can ask Theriot anything about anything. That's how we'll wrap the hour. Pick'em segment's coming up in 19 minutes from right now. I wanted to ask you about Mississippi State's travel. One of the toughest parts about baseball, notoriously, is the travel. A lot of people don't consider it, but you play 162, 81 of them are on the road. How many flights a year do you take in a major league season?
I mean, you're flying there and back, so 162.
But you do play series, where you play like a 3-game series. You're not flying 3 times. Like you fly.
So divide that by 3.
Either way, but so
162 divided by 3 is what? 160 divided by that. I mean, that's how many flights you take.
55.
You're taking 55 flights.
Okay, in the course of the season.
Plus
so
the playoffs.
Multiple times per week, you're on a plane.
Yeah,
pretty much. Okay. And we've talked about this before. Travel is one of the things that's that is one of the biggest factors that few people talk about in baseball or the NFL. And I don't just mean like playing in someone else's venue, like the physical toll it takes to travel. So Mississippi State this week left Starkville, flew to Tucson, Arizona. They played Arizona at 10 p.m. Central Time. Game wrapped around 2 a.m. Central. They had to shower, change, pack up, load buses, get to the airport, fly home to Starkville. So they got back Sunday morning, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the game finished at 2 a.m. Sunday morning. And so
about a 4-hour flight? 5?
Probably not that much. It's usually like 4 to L.A., right? So it's a little less than that, I would think. But they were, but they were going to Starkville. They're going farther east. So let's call it 4-hour flight. Okay. So let's just say they were back around 9, 10 a.m. Central Time. Okay?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
So, and then to reset your body clock, to get your week of practice in, and then travel again to Baton Rouge, how big of a deal is that?
I mean, the travel back from, the travel to and from Arizona is an issue, especially if you're not used to, it's not only that travel in that time zone, but that climate, which is much different. I mean, you're used to the humidity. That was one thing that bothered us when we played. If you would go to Colorado or Arizona for that matter, and it was indoors, but the lack of humidity and the different climate definitely takes its toll on your body, 100%.
What do you mean?
From a sleep standpoint,
okay.
If you go in high altitudes or no humidity and think that your sleep is going to be the same it is in a humid area, you are wrong. I mean, it's definitely different. So that's an issue. Yeah, worse.
Why?
I don't know. It's just different. But so that's an issue in itself from a rest standpoint, recovery standpoint. But when you lose a full day from even though Mondays, may or may not be an off day for them normally, but if you lose a full day because of lack of sleep, because of travel, you almost need that extra day, that Tuesday, to get back right. And then the real normal day would be Wednesday. I'm not sure on a jet lag, that quick of a turnaround, if that would be an issue, but 100% losing the sleep Saturday night post-game, then having to sleep Sunday during the day to get back right. Monday, you feel like crap. Tuesday, normal. Wednesday, it throws everything off. Yes.
LSU played in Tucson in 2003, the national championship season. They went out to Tucson and played Arizona and blew the doors off of them in week 2. Beat them 59-13. They came back and played a game at home the next week against Western Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Beat them 35-7. I think it's okay that Mississippi State went and played a game on the West Coast. I mean, LSU played last year in L.A. in week 1, but they came home and you had a layup. LSU did this in 2009 when they went and played the opening game at Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Came home and they opened up SEC play, but it was against Vanderbilt. They won that game. It was a little bit of a sluggish game. You would almost expect the follow-up to be a little sluggish when you had that type of trouble. So playing that game isn't a problem, but the big problem for State is that you went and played that game, and now you have to travel again to LSU.
Yeah.
That's where I think it's a potential big issue for Mississippi State as far as trying to maximize performance in this game on Saturday night.
Look, from a rest recovery standpoint, you're 100% right. And we're talking about baseball and football. Playing a baseball game isn't much different physically than playing a football game. I'm just standing around for 3 or 4 hours, not doing a whole lot. Just gonna be honest with you. So yeah, the rest recovery is big. When would they leave to come here from Starkville?
Today. So
Okay.
they'd arrive in Baton Rouge today, play the game, and then go home after the game.
Okay.
So by your count, really, like Wednesday, Thursday were their prep days. Friday's a travel day. You probably walk through and then travel, and then Saturday play the game.
Yeah, I don't think they even went in. They probably didn't even go in on Monday.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe you had to as a result either way. So I think we haven't spent. By the way, that 2009 game, week 2, LSU beat Washington. Then they came home and played Vanderbilt, won the game 23-9. And I remember it was a sluggish, sleepy game. It was a home game against Vanderbilt. It was not impressive. Eric and I had just started dating. We went to that game together.
Any wheelchair stuff?
No. By then we
You were past that?
retired, all that, tailgated with her family. Anyway, so we haven't talked a ton about it so far this week, but I think that's a huge factor tomorrow that we're not talking a lot about and probably should be. All right, it's After Further Review. Friday show is brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Remember, as soon as the game goes final tomorrow, T-Bob and I were live from Don Juan in Town Center. Come hang out with us or watch us on the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. If you're watching right now, thank you. That's where you can watch us tomorrow. And if you are watching right now, do us a favor. Please smash that like button and subscribe up to the channel. All right, it's After Further Review. Ask Ryan next.
AFR.
Or you can get by Pluckers. Nicholson, just south of campus. Bluebonnet right in front of the Mall of Louisiana. So it's a football Friday night. Of course, you got Friday night lights. If you're heading out to a high school game, you need some dinner before, get by Pluckers. Or after, they're open to midnight or later. You got some college football on tonight. You want to watch Florida State Louisville, you could do so at Pluckers. Remember, tomorrow for your football Saturday, they're open early, open late. You can watch every game, even your Get Weird with Pac-12 After Dark stuff way into the night at Pluckers. Hey, something I should remember also, if you're going to be tailgating around LSU's campus, remember, Pluckers is open and all. You can get Go Cups at Pluckers. So you can get your draft beer, your cocktail, your daiquiri, whatever at Pluckers on Nicholson and take it with you and carry if you're going to walk. So remember that about Pluckers on Nicholson. Of course, the Bluebonnet location as well, and NFL Sunday tickets. So if you've got your fantasy football team, you want to watch every game to follow your fantasy team, you could do it at either Pluckers location. Nicholson, Bluebonnet, dine-in, carry-out, or delivery, Uber Eats, DoorDash. Pluckers, if you don't like our wings. Get the bird!
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing.
I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile
introduction in this. Drive business round the city on buttons in this. Arm hanging, wrist blinging, just stunting in this. Drop the top, block is high, stay bumping in this. Be Andrews, get it right.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, the Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2. Glad you're with us. Let's get to Ask Ryan. We'll pick some games coming up right after the top of the hour. Paul Johnson said, I so wanted to comment in about the LSU 4-hour standoff contraflow. All caps, OMG, I'd rather have my toenails pulled out. It was torture.
It was brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Travis Rose said the drink bill for Eli, or for Arch's the parents was $32K. The dinner bill was $37K. Daryl Honeycutt said, how was the lake cruise staffed?
Yeah, like who was on it? You know, was it just Arch and his boys? You know, I guess that could get expensive.
Jacob Falcon, what's your craziest tailgating story together? You and I never tailgated together.
No, because you were. Like
you were playing professional baseball,
but I would come back but you were always working too. You know, this is the first time in a long time you've even been able to go out there and do anything.
Yeah, but
and even now you really don't. You can't.
At home with Drew.
I know.
Watching games on TV. Saturday, like weekends are work days, man. Kevin Gotro asked Ryan, was Todd Peterson the best hitting pitcher at LSU?
No, I don't think so.
He said Musa better be on his game.
Yeah, I heard it.
He was trying to.
He just got him.
He
just rolled his eyes. He was like,
that was a freaking rock like, down a hill eye roll.
You got to be better than that to get Muse.
Matt King asked Ryan, what's the worst segment Matt does on his show? Got to be overrated, underrated, right? We do way worse things than that.
You know who I'm mad at is what's his name?
Who?
The dude that picked LSU to lose.
Oh, Russ.
We're mad at Russ, so okay. I'll say that right
now. Jason Brown asked Ryan, did he get his bat back from Southern this past weekend?
What?
Your bat? What happened to your bat?
I don't know. Hey, can I talk about my favorite segment that you do that you don't do anymore, and I'm really upset about it?
All right.
Is Mike D.
Well, ain't my fault.
I know, but I really enjoyed Mike D.
I really enjoyed Mike D.
Yeah, good.
Ask Ryan. This is Jason Brown. Did he? Oh, that's the one I just read. Sorry.
I don't know what that means.
Ray Cavan asked Ryan, If I get a push pop from Big Worm, am I good for a drug test at work?
Yeah, see, and that's the thing, and I don't know the answer to that. But maybe if you just get the push pop, you're good. I just don't know what else was being sold out of the.
Oh, I thought Big Worm was the guy from Friday, Big Perm. Remember?
Yeah.
Next Friday.
Big Perm. I mean, Big Worm.
Big Worm.
What up, Big Perm? Yeah.
Big Worm. He called him Big Perm. It's so good. That's so good.
Well, that's a thing that happened. That actually happened. I didn't make that up. That happened this weekend.
Greg Lehman asked Ryan, man, this weather sure is nice. Am I right?
See, it wasn't good because it's hot today. That wasn't good. He's been better. Greg, you can do better than that.
Kenny?
He can do better.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes he does really good.
Coming up right for SportsCenter, we're going to pick some games with our celebrity guest picker. Can't wait to see who it is. Really anxiously awaiting finding out who our celebrity guest picker is for Mississippi State Week. Let's take some guesses. We'll just all find out together then, right after SportsCenter.
AFR.
We're brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center and WilliamsonEYE.com. Eye care, eyewear, eye surgery. What? Family eye exams? Williamson Eye Center. Call 924-2020. 7 locations around the greater Baton Rouge area, including their newest location in the River Parishes down in Lutcher. New Roads, Denham, Zachary, Gonzales, they got you. Call 924-2020. Eyewear, if you wear glasses or contacts, they have optical shops that can help you there as well. Eye surgery. If you want to see 2020 without contacts or glasses, maybe LASIK is perfect for you like it was for me. Maybe you had LASIK and you're having other effects with your eyes. PRK could be an option. Hester just had that done. My cousin had that done a few months back. Or maybe it's a lens replacement like the Otter had. Whatever it is, Dr. Blake Williamson can help. 924-2020 for the Williamson Eye Center.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off MSRP on a new 2021 Ford F-150. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown with breaking news. Chargers coach Brandon Staley says quarterback Justin Herbert is day-to-day with a fractured rib cartilage from last night's loss to the Chiefs. Herbert missed only one play, and Staley says the diagnosis is good news. Buccaneers wideout Chris Godwin is out for Sunday's game against the Saints with a hamstring injury. Saints running back Alvin Kamara is questionable with a rib injury. Texas A&M will make a quarterback change for tomorrow's game against Miami. Max Johnson will take over for Haynes King, ESPN's David Pollack.
I think it makes a lot of sense. Jimbo Fisher in the offense, he wants to run. He wants to go from 1 to 2 to 3. He wants to get it to his playmakers, which Anais Smith needs to get the ball in rhythm, on time. I think that this makes a lot of sense for this A&M offense.
Miami and Texas A&M tomorrow night at 9 Eastern on ESPN. Tamika Tremaglio, the head of the NBA Players Association, says on ESPN's NBA Today that Suns owner Robert Sarver should get a lifetime ban for his racist and misogynist language.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. If you're a renter, make sure you're protected. Renter's insurance includes options that cover stolen property, personal injury, and living expenses if your place is damaged. Quote renter's insurance at progressive.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios. That's right.
You can't handle the
Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again.
Please, sir. I want some more.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Well, let's start the insanity. Giddy up.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us, AFR. Presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
We're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock, quitting time. Glad you are driving home with us on a Football Friday edition of AFR. We will get you a Saints-Bucs preview and prediction before this hour is over. We'll give you a full LSU Mississippi State preview and prediction before this hour is over. But right now, we do this every single Friday during football season. It's our college football pick'em segment. Hit it, Muse! Where we welcome aboard a celebrity guest picker, and we make our picks. Paulie, we got our results from last week. We got up there. Let's see. Our Ricky Weeks was our celebrity guest picker. Ricky went 5-2 with 7 picks. So far, last week, your boy was 5-2 as well, and you went 4-3. So a game up on you last week. Overall in the season, I'm 11-2. You're 4-9.
Why is my winning percentage? Why do I have 9 losses?
Because you weren't here the first week and you got a big offer. Yeah,
but I didn't pick the games.
Right, you missed all of them.
But I didn't. No.
Right, you got a 0.
I didn't pick any.
Right, you got a 0.
But I didn't.
As I've explained to you, if you were taking a test in school and the teacher gave you the test and you left answers blank, they put a big red X and you don't get that question right, you get it wrong.
Right, but I wasn't taking a test, though. I was picking games.
We're picking games, and you didn't pick games.
Test. I don't understand.
No, you left the answers blank.
Well, no, I didn't even know the questions. I called and you hung up on me. You faked like you couldn't. You faked like you couldn't hear me, and it was a bad connection.
You have to be here to play.
And you hung up on me.
You have to be here to play. And you decided that you were going to leave the show, and so you get a big fat zero is what you got. Can we look at that graphic one more time, Paulie, if you wouldn't mind? Take another good look at that. Wow, look at that. So Ricky Weeks, our first guest picker, because we didn't have one from Florida State. So who's our guest picker this week?
I'm not playing this game anymore. Look, if you're going to cheat like that, I'm not putting any effort into this. Zero.
Well, you don't put any effort into it anyway. All right, let's pick this week's games. No guest picker this week? No guest picker?
Until I get my 6 games back, no guest picker. I think we should take 6 games off everyone's total. That's what I think we should do. Then I'll put a little effort in it and get a guest picker. Actually, I tried. I tried to get Jonathan Papelbon, but he big leagued me.
I'm actually really glad you didn't get Papelbon. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I hate him. He went to Mississippi State.
Yep.
And he pitched for the Red Sox when they were actually good. I mean, the Red Sox are so bad now, the Yankees just dump truck the Red Sox. I didn't even make fun of Musso about it. I mean, because it's like, who cares?
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I mean, it's whatever. Just going to pat you on the head. What am I going to do?
Mississippi State was hard to get. Like you had Papelbon. Mitch Moreland was a guy I kind of went after. Swung and missed there. Dak, maybe, but he's hurt.
You want to get Rivers? Call Rivers. See if Rivers will do it real quick. No? No go?
No, he doesn't want to.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, we can. I don't care.
What? Yeah, call Rivers. See if Rivers wants to be our impromptu celebrity guest picker for this week's college football pick'em segment. I don't know if she'll answer. This is, of course, Rivers Huey, Mississippi State alum, contributor here at 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, former producer of
She
Off
comes
the
and
Bench.
brings all the alcohol in Friday mornings.
On Fridays and Off the Bench.
Yeah, when those guys get drunk during the radio show Friday mornings.
Hey, man, to each their own, man. It's a good gig if you can get it.
I guess.
I mean,
why is there 6 bottles of champagne in the trash every Friday?
There's always
like, what are we doing?
Bottles in the trash. In studio.
Yeah.
Let's hope the FCC don't roll through here. All right. While Muse is going to call Rivers to see if she wants to come on. Actually, if you want to bet on these games for real, you can go to DraftKings, official sports betting partner of the NFL. Bet just $5 on any football game, and DraftKings will give you $200 in free bets. Did you hear what I just said?
200.
Bet just $5 on any football game. They will give you $200 in free bets. You want to play along with Phil Steele's picks?
Mm-hmm.
Do it at DraftKings. The Otter Locks? Do it at DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. Use the promo code Baton Rouge. New customers, again, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the promo code Baton Rouge. If you're a new customer, bet just $5. They'll give you $200 in free bets instantly, only at the DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and older, physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Bonus issued as free bets. 1 early win token issued at opt-in. Moneyline bets only. Deposit and wagering restrictions apply. Eligibility and terms at DraftKings.com/football. Terms licensed part of Gold Nugget Lake Charles. Gambling problem. 1-877-777. She just texted me at dinner. Good try, homie. Hold on. It's 5 o'clock.
Who eats dinner at
It's
5 o'clock?
p.m.
She listening to the radio while she's at dinner?
And listening to the radio.
While she's at dinner.
Wait, hang on. Are you listening to the radio at dinner?
At 5 o'clock?
That's too good. All right. BYU at Oregon. Big upset last week for BYU over Baylor. Oregon and their quarterback, former Auburn quarterback, Bo Nix. BYU at Oregon, what do you think?
BYU.
You going BYU?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're good.
I agree with you that I like BYU. I saw a stat that Oregon hasn't lost a home. They've won 20 straight home games at Autzen. I think an emotional win last week for BYU. Now going to go on the road to a tough spot. I think the situation probably favors Oregon. I made a play on BYU and the points, but I think Oregon's going to win that game. So we'll have a disagreement there. All right. Okay. Penn State travels to Auburn on the plains.
Give me Penn State.
Okay.
Auburn stinks.
Earlier in the show, Phil Steele picked Auburn as the outright winner. And I think the venue matters greatly. But if I ever see a toss-up, I always say this. There's three things to look at. Coach, quarterback, venue. Coach, James Franklin over Brian Harsin. Quarterback, Sean Clifford over whatever Auburn's going to play. And then, of course, the venue, it can be a neutralizer. But Sean Clifford was big in this game last year, and Penn State won it in a whiteout at home. I think Penn State is going to go on the road and beat Auburn. I do like Penn State. We'll agree on that one. Just because I was trying to find games that were at least teams in the Power 5. Purdue at Syracuse. This is a toss-up game.
Yeah.
Purdue at Syracuse. Big Ten, ACC. What do you think?
Give me Purdue.
Why are you going with Purdue?
I don't know.
I will. Purdue kind of had their opportunities against Penn State in the opener. You know what? I'll take the home team. I'll go Syracuse at home. All right, so we'll disagree on that one. Cal at Notre Dame. Does Marcus Freeman get his first win?
No, he doesn't. Cal's going to win that game.
You're going Cal?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to say Marcus Freeman does get on the board and get his first win.
I'm trying to pick every game that I think – I'm trying to pick opposite of what I think you're going to do because I got to get back right here.
Okay. Texas Tech at NC State.
Are they who's good? I don't know anything about these guys.
I mean, they're both pretty good. I mean, NC State's ranked. Texas Tech beat Houston last week, which is a ranked team. So, I mean, they're both I think they're both good
at
teams.
NC State?
The thing about NC State is there's a lot of people that really like NC State that think they might challenge for the ACC, but we kind of hear that every year with NC State, and they always disappoint. Like, I don't believe they're elite. I think they're a good team, good program. They're just not elite. So, I mean, I think it's kind of what you have. It's sort of a what and what here.
Give me NC State.
I'm going to take NC State as well. They're the home team in this game. So, and Texas Tech played an overtime game last week against Houston, so now you got to travel. I think it's a tough spot. So I agree, NC State. A&M against Miami. This game at Kyle Field. Max Johnson's going to start for the Aggies. I'll go first because I've said this all week. I believe I said at the beginning of the week they were going to start Max Johnson. I think A&M wins in a bounce-back spot at home. It's a sellout. I think they're way better than they showed last week. They should never lose to Appalachian State. It's a huge opportunity just to get right and be motivated to go play a good game, and I think they will. I don't think A&M's a great team, but I do think that they're better than Miami and will win the game.
Yeah, I think so too. A&M.
I thought you were going opposite.
Yeah, no, they're going to win this game.
And the one that'll happen right here in Baton Rouge on Saturday night in Tiger Stadium. Mississippi State, LSU. What you doing there? Road teams won the last three in this one.
No, the Tigers are going to win. LSU's going to win this game.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm fairly positive LSU's going to win this game. We got a guy that can catch punts now.
Yep, Gregory Clayton. Shout out.
Traction alum,
yep.
By the way. When he was just a young lad. Old Greg Clayton, big hands. He's got big hands.
Jarvis has big. Well, he's related to Jarvis, right?
Yeah.
Are they stepbrothers?
Somehow, they're related somehow. So I think that. We're able to rest some guys last week. I think that was big for the Tigers. I think LSU's going to win this one. Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback in the SEC.
Jaden Daniels. Better than the reigning Heisman Trophy winner?
Absolutely.
Better than projected first-round pick Will Levis?
Saw how good the reigning Heisman Trophy winner did last week when he doesn't have freak show wide receivers everywhere.
I mean,
Jaden's the guy.
He's still kind of a freak show, and guys just drop balls all day. Oh, the best play of the day was a third down play where he juke, jive, duck, dive, stepped up, threw off balance, strike 20 yards down the field, and kid just dropped it.
He just throws an uncatchable ball.
Oh, shit.
It was like he threw him a knuckleball.
All right, it's after further review. I'll give you my LSU pick at the end of the show. So actually in about 30 minutes from right now. So there we have. That's our 7 games for the day. We appreciate the guest picker.
Appreciate you. Until you give me my 6 back, bro. Give me my 6 back, and then we'll get back right.
Once you show up like this, and you can pick.
I called.
Yeah. All right, it's after further review. We'll give you a Saints-Bucs preview and prediction next to AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Saints-Bucs this weekend. Remember, Rouse's, you get your own personal shopper. You seen the shopper style?
Mm-hmm.
You like it?
It's good. It's creative.
I really like it, too. I like whenever Choppa's going through the store and he's doing the Choppa style dance, and all the shoppers are doing the same thing. And then he's bringing the groceries out the deuce in the truck. It's Deuce. Rouse's, of course, if you're going to be tailgating for LSU tomorrow and you need any of your tailgate supplies, you can always get it over at Rouse's, wherever you're cooking up. Or if you want to pick up tailgate, party platters, party trays, or for your game watch, Rouse's can help you. And, of course, same goes for Saints on Sundays. It's Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Home of Eagle 98.1 Game Day. Hanny and Muse live tomorrow noon at Rouse's on Burbank from noon until 3. So you can get on by and see them while you're heading out to campus. It's Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Everything you need for tailgate, carry-out, and delivery options. Rouse's. Feels like home.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt and Hill. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
There's nothing better than tailgating, but it can be a lot of work. So why do it yourself when you don't have to? Let Revelry Sports and Entertainment set up your luxury tailgate on campus. Order what you want and just show up to party. Book your tailgate today at revelryteam.com. Revelry Sports, the official tailgate partner of LSU Athletics.
Man don't want you in the club. When you probably starting fights in the club. You come through when you're in a call.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, glad to have you hanging out with us here. Football Friday edition of AFR. Been a really good show as always. If you miss anything, AFR On Demand is presented by Breck Golf. You can book your tee time at golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org, with locations and golf courses all over the greater Baton Rouge area, golf.breck.org. We'll get to an LSU Mississippi State preview prediction in about 15 minutes from right now, and we'll wrap up the show with Ask Ryan, so you can line up your questions. Email, tweet us at Matt Moscona, jump at the Byford YouTube chat, or text 225-396-4400, 396-4400. I do want to get into Saints-Bucs and preview this game. That's going to happen Sunday in the Dome, the home opener for the New Orleans Saints. But we do have to remind people, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. We had some big news this week as well. Hudco became the first ever Louisiana-based fortified roofing company in our state.
Yeah, the first ever, the only, fortified roofing company, which is a big deal. You know, there's going to be some legislature coming down soon that's going to actually require this to have the fortified roof on your home. But right now we are out there actively doing it, putting these roofs on your homes. There's a savings that can be had from your homeowner's insurance, which is great. So we're going to spend the next few weeks actually educating insurance agents and homeowners, real estate agents, everybody kind of involved in that process about their savings if they have this roof. So if you're looking to get your roof replaced, this is definitely something you should look into. Not only does it put a superior product on top, but also can save you some money.
Hudco Roofing is Louisiana-born, Louisiana-based, Louisiana products, and the only Louisiana-based roofing company that is a certified fortified roofing company. The Louisiana Insurance Commissioner has said that depending on the carrier, the homeowner can receive anywhere between a 20 and 55% discount on their homeowner's insurance if they have a fortified roof. So it's a way that we, Hudco, are going to help you, the homeowner, save money as well and get you a beautiful roof. It's Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know, and always get to the website, HudcoRoofing.com. Fill out that contact form. We'd love to give you a free, no-obligation roofing inspection. Hudco Roofing and HudcoRoofing.com. All right, it is the Saints and Bucs Sunday in the Dome. It'll be the home opener for the Saints. Saints and Bucs both 1-0. The biggest news all week, of course, has been the injury situation for both the Saints and the Bucs. Todd Bowles, the Bucs head coach, did give an injury update on Donovan Smith, the starting left tackle who went down with a hyperextended elbow in the opener against the Cowboys.
But is there anybody that you know now that's out for this game?
Not out. Donovan will be close. It'll be hard for him to make it, but we'll see. The rest of the guys we'll see on Sunday.
And then Chris Godwin, though, has officially now been ruled out. So I wouldn't normally start with the injury report. It's just so significant this week that that's where I want to start as we preview and predict the Saints and the Bucs. So Friday's injury report, there was some good news for New Orleans. Let's start there. Cam Jordan was a full participant. Marcus May was a full participant. Landon Young was a full participant. They all had been limited earlier in the week. Players that are still questionable, Traquan Smith, Dwayne Washington, all listed as questionable, as is Jameis, who was limited all week with the back injury, but I think we expect he's going to play. Mark Ingram also listed as as questionable, as is Alante Taylor. The two big ones are Alvin Kamara and Paulson Adebo. Kamara, with the rib injury, did not practice Thursday or again Friday. At this point, I think it has to be stated that it is unlikely Alvin Kamara plays. This is a very clear indicator of why they went and signed Latavius Murray.
Murray, present.
Earlier this week. You can pay all attention you want to whatever Dennis Allen says about liking the player. We've been watching. No. Alvin Kamara's got a rib injury. You knew he wasn't going to play. You wanted to have a guy you trusted in the building all week to be able to roll if you needed him on Sunday. It looks like you will. Also, Paulson Adebo is out for the Saints on Sunday, which means you are, again, most likely going to have Marshawn Lattimore and Bradley Roby as your outside cornerbacks. Justin Evans did a really good job in the nickel role in that slot last week. We'll see if you get Alante Taylor good to go this week. It's worth keeping an eye on the secondary. But part of what makes the situation for the Saints secondary a little more maintainable or manageable is what's going on in Tampa. And Tampa's injury situation is a legit disadvantage for them right now. Chris Godwin has been ruled out. Of course, very sad. Chris Godwin tore his ACL last year, Week 15 in New Orleans. He got himself ready to play in the opener against Dallas, and then he suffered a pretty severe hamstring injury, so he's out for this game. Donovan Smith, the left tackle, he is doubtful for the game. Hyperextended his left elbow. It was an ugly-looking injury, and it's unlikely he's going to be able to play. And even if he does, you're talking about a dude with a clipped wing trying to block Marcus Davenport. I mean, good luck. That's unenviable. Mike Evans was limited on Friday. He's questionable. Russell Gage was limited on Friday. He's questionable. Julio Jones was limited on Friday. He's questionable after not practicing the first 2 days this week. Rashad Perriman, Tristan Wirfs, Leonard Fournette, all questionable as well. And cornerback Zion McCollum is doubtful with a hamstring injury. Two new names on the injury list for the Bucs on Friday were linebacker Levante David and defensive tackle Akeem Hicks. Neither practiced. They were listed as a rest designation. They were just given the day off, but they, of course, will be healthy enough to play on Sunday. I don't think this is any great secret, but I really like New Orleans in this game. We joked about this last year. Well, I don't know if we joked about it. I mean, you were very much on Tampa.
Yes.
And even in the Sunday night game, when the Saints won at 9-0, I told you the Saints were going to win that game, and you laughed at me. Sometimes in the NFL, matchups are a problem. Sometimes teams, the way a team is built, gives another team a problem based on that matchup. It's the old adage that styles make fights. Tampa has not won in New Orleans since December 31st of 2017. It's been almost 5 years since Tampa's won a game in New Orleans. Now, part of that is there was a stretch where Tampa wasn't very good and the Saints were very good. But we all know the stat. Tom Brady, the last 2 years, has not beaten the Saints in the regular season. And a big part of that is because of the styles of these two teams. The way you affect Tom Brady is by pressuring him. Up the middle or the edges, you get Tom Brady off of his spot, and you can affect him. So I look at Tampa's offensive line. You lose Ryan Jensen, the starting center for the season. That's a big deal. Your starting left tackle, Donovan Smith, is likely not going to play. That's a big deal. Your starting right tackle, Tristan Wirfs, is injured with an abdominal issue, and he was limited all week, and he's questionable for the game, although I think he's going to play. You replace both of your starting guards from last year this year, and one of your replacements is injured. Now we are on your backup, so really like your third guy. That's a bad offensive line going against a Saints defensive front, which is specialized in affecting Tom Brady. And Leonard Fournette last year, his 2 games against New Orleans, 9 carries for 34 yards, 8 carries for 26 yards, with a good offensive line. Now he has a bad offensive line. And then you look at all of the offensive weapons that I just talked about. Chris Godwin is out. Julio's been limited with a knee, missed 2 days of practice this week. Russell Gage has been limited. Mike Evans has been limited. And Marshawn Lattimore has owned Mike Evans in this matchup. Everything about this points to the Saints. Yes, it's true the Saints offense struggled for 3 quarters against Atlanta last week. I mean, they actually started okay and then really hit the skids after the doink. But what you saw in the fourth quarter is what this offense is capable of. When Jameis is in rhythm with those receivers, they're tough to handle. I mean, they exploded in that fourth quarter, and they're capable of doing that at any point. And if you're going to tell me this is a Tampa team that, with all due respect to Tom Brady, he's the greatest player ever, I look at the matchup, which has favored the Saints, the venue where Tampa hasn't won in 5 years. It's the old adage, like, you bet a streak until you lose because you're going to win a whole bunch and you're only going to lose once. I don't know how you go against New Orleans in this game at home with the advantages they've had, the matchups at Dennis Allen, the problems they've created for Tom Brady throughout the years. If there's one thing I would say that's maybe a little concerning, the secondary from a year ago that really affected Tom Brady is not there. I mean, your 2 safeties have retired and you lost one in free agency, Marcus Williams. But you bring in Tyrann Mathieu and Marcus May, who are both really good players. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's now in Philly, so your nickel is probably going to be Justin Evans, or maybe Alontae Taylor. We'll see. Paulson Adebo is out for this game, so Bradley Roby's going to be filling one of those spots. So you're talking about a little bit of a different secondary than what you had playing a year ago, but the pressure the Saints front seven is being able to get against Tom Brady, I think, is enough. And I like the Saints, and I like the Saints easily in this game. I'm going to pick New Orleans 30-21 in this ballgame. I think they win it by 9. 30
Did you not
21.
watch the game last week? The Saints game last week?
Did you watch Tampa against Dallas?
Giving up major rushing yards to an average offensive line and an okay running back?
It's not even about the okay running back. It's about matchups, what I just talked about. Marcus Mariota, running quarterbacks, have given the Saints defense problems. That's just the thing. Jalen Hurts torched the Saints defense. The Saints have been a top 5-6 defense in the NFL since Dennis Allen's been here. But when they go against Jalen Hurts, when they went against Cam Newton or Lamar Jackson, when they go against a mobile quarterback, they struggle.
I'm not even talking about the mobile quarterback as much as I am Cordell Patterson.
But that's what opens everything up, is when you have to respect the quarterback's ability to run. That's what's happened. I mean, look, we've seen it with LSU and Jaden Daniels. Like, that's what's opened up the offense, and that's a problem for New Orleans, and Tom Brady ain't doing that. Tom is sitting back in the pocket looking to pick you apart with timing routes, and if you move him off his spot or get a hand in his face or deflect balls or have tight coverage on receivers or disrupt their rhythm in their routes, and the Saints have just been able to do that until Tampa proves they can beat that. I can't pick Tampa. So I'm picking the Saints. I think the Saints win it easily. I think it's a 30-21 ball game. You want to make a pick?
Yeah. I think I would 100% pick the Bucs. You know that, if they had any receivers that were any good. But since Gage is hurt and Godwin's hurt too, I'm going to pick the Saints, although I think it's going to be a close game. I don't like the Saints offense a whole lot right now, but give me the Saints 24-13.
So you think Tampa only scores 13 points?
They're not going to score a whole lot.
Okay. Yeah. By the way, you just picked the Saints by a larger margin than I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Saints are going to win. Okay. I think they're going to win. I mean, the Bucs don't have any receivers.
Okay. AFR is brought to you by Mold Zero USA, mold-0usa.com. Give my guy Jim Woodworth a call, mold-0usa.com. Had a coworker this week have Mold Zero come and do their patented dry fog process at their home. They just bought a new home, and it was sort of a preventative deal before they moved everything in and moved into the home. But really, even if you have everything already in your home, this is a non-toxic, completely safe process from Mold Zero. Like, really, you only have to be out of the home for as long as it takes to dry. It's safe for you, for your kids, for your pets. Yeah, maybe a couple of hours. So go to mold-0usa.com, mold-0usa.com. They service the entire greater Baton Rouge and New Orleans areas. So if you go to the website at the top, you'll see the number for Baton Rouge and the number for New Orleans, depending on where you are, mold-0usa.com. If you have a problem with mold, home, office, place of business, if it's odors.
Yeah, can I say something about the odors? That's big.
Every nook and cranny of your home, it's a patented dry fog technology that'll take care of all of it. Yeah, go ahead.
So we bought a rent house, could not get the odors out. Had my guy Jim come, fog the thing, magically done.
Done.
Gone.
Mold-0usa.com to learn more or to schedule that quote with Jim and the gang over at Mold Zero. Mold-0usa.com. North Shore as well. I mentioned Baton Rouge, New Orleans, but the greater New Orleans area, which includes North Shore, Slidell. So check them out. Mold-0usa.com. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here on a Football Friday edition of AFR. So we're both picking the Saints. I'm surprised because you hate the Saints.
I don't hate the Saints. I like the Bucs.
You hate the Saints.
I don't hate them.
If you were here last week, you would have picked the Falcons.
Oh, yeah, I was going to pick the Falcons.
I know you were.
I mean, they should have won.
No, they shouldn't have.
Yeah, they should have.
Because the team that wins is the team that was supposed to win because you play a 60-minute game, and the result is what it is.
They were the better team.
How about this? Make a freaking stop.
I'm just saying.
How about this? Get a freaking third and one.
You don't have to get angry. I'm just saying the Falcons were better.
No, they weren't. If they were better, they wouldn't. Don't allow a 4-play touchdown drive. Don't allow 2 touchdown drives in the final 4 minutes of the game. You jackleg.
If you think Tom Brady is going to let that happen, you got another thing coming.
I've watched Tom Brady lose 4 times to the Saints. I watched Tom Brady get shut out at home in prime time by the Saints last year. You know what I hate, though? I think the Saints are probably going to wear their color rush with the black helmets in this game. Have they announced that? Do we know when they're going to do it? Do it in London when nobody's watching because it's at 8 in the morning.
I don't like that either.
Ugh. They're going to ruin the color rush uniforms, those stupid black helmets. Ugh. The black helmets aren't even a terrible idea, but the design they did with the black helmet is awful. And if you go throw that on top of the color rush, it's stupid.
Very.
It's like taking a Crayola on top of a Van Gogh. It's like eating a beautiful dry-aged ribeye with your hands. Just pick it up and just...
Or putting ketchup on it.
Yeah, putting ketchup on it. That's even better. Ugh. We'll preview and predict LSU Mississippi State next.
AFR.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off MSRP on a new 2021 Ford F-150. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million-mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right.
I say, girl, don't you do that. I say, girl, don't you do that. I say, boy, don't you do that. I say, boy.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Check this out.
You want to take it for a minute while I go get it ready?
This is a good one. This is a good song. This is a really good song. And it stood the test of time, too.
DJ Jubilee I don't think this is like an old myth. I think he's like a substitute teacher on the West Bend. Can you imagine walking into your, or maybe he's a teacher. Can you imagine walking into your class and DJ Jubilee's your teacher?
That's a real thing?
Yeah.
He's a
Big Fave. Send out the Big Fave bat signal. Hello, somebody.
Yeah, that is the Big Fave.
Hello, somebody. Let me know if that's real. I'm telling you that's real. Big Fave will know. Big Fave will know the answer to that question. I think DJ Jubilee was teaching at like West Jeff or something. Man. I'm telling you. Hello, somebody. That's the Big Fave bat signal.
Yeah, he'll get it.
He'll get it. Come on. I'm telling you. I'll get the answer. Big Fave, call in if that's true. All right. LSU, Mississippi State tomorrow, 5 o'clock. You going?
Yes.
What do you think the environment's going to be like?
I think it's going to be really good again. I do.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I think you're going to have a little spillover from last weekend. I think from an environment and vibe standpoint, I think we'll see some of that. I hope we do at least. And look, this is a big game for the Tigers, man. I mean, it really is. If they can erase some of that negativity from the Florida State game by a win here and get you off in the SEC on the right foot.
One of the really cool things, too, is they're going to honor the 2011 LSU football team. 2011, one of the really disappointing things as an LSU fan, and there's just nothing we do about this, it's just the reality, is the 2011 season is largely, I don't want to say forgotten, but it's just not remembered fondly because of how it ended. And that's understandable. I mean, the loss to Alabama in the championship game is the worst loss in the history of LSU football. It was LSU's greatest season with the most dynamic player that any of us saw before Joe Burrow, of course, Tyrann Mathieu. And they just steamrolled everyone they played and were on the way to the best season in school history. And then the team that you already beat, who happened to be your biggest rival, beat you in the championship game in New Orleans. They just beat you, shut you out, embarrassed you. I mean, it put this. I mean, it's some of those things where you hate when you're right, but it's like I said the day after that game on Tuesday, I said that was the worst loss in the history of LSU football. Like, we will remember January 9th, 2012 forever. I mean, it will just be a date synonymous with, with infamy in LSU football. It's just, it will, even as great as 2019 was, and it's the greatest thing any of us ever seen. I'm insanely grateful for it. Whenever we talk about 2011, look, this is what we're talking about here right now. But I'm glad the 2011 team is going to be honored because that was an amazing season. There was so much good in that year. They won an SEC championship. They played for the national championship. And there were so much, maybe the greatest compliment you could pay is that every game you expected to see something spectacular from Tyrann or whoever it may be. And I love this, that they're going to have 4 guest captains, and our guy T-Bob's going to get to be one of them. So T-Bob is going to be one of the guest captains along with Willie B. Will Blackwell, who was an All-American on that team, Brandon Taylor, and Jordan Jefferson as well. They'll be the 4 guest captains for the game. So look, to see those guys, there's supposed to be, I think I saw Jacques tweet earlier, expecting some 60 or so former LSU players from that 2011 team to be there to be honored. So that'll be really cool, and I hope it's a great time honoring those guys and the 2011 SEC champions, who were of course the team that finished number 2 in the country because they lost the championship game to a team that shouldn't have been there. But anyway, excited to see the 2011 team honored, and excited to see how LSU has progressed. The old, what's the old adage? The biggest improvement a team makes is week 1 to week 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be true for LSU all season. I think it's going to be one of those years where every week you hope to get a little better at everything, and at the end of the season you'll culminate and go, man, it's a pretty good team.
Yeah.
Like, they're not great, but they're like, look at how far they've come from the opener when you muffed 2 punts. You had a field goal and a PAT blocked, and all the issues that transpired in that game. I think every game they're probably going to get a little bit better, and I think we're going to see that tomorrow. Like, how do you feel about the matchup with Mississippi State?
I mean, I feel like it's a pretty even matchup. It's almost like kind of the same thing we talked about with Florida State. I mean, Mississippi State's strength, and it has been like that for a long time, is the defensive line. I mean, same thing with Florida State's. doesn't bode well for LSU. But, to your point, you got to hope that those guys have gotten better. I know LSU's made a couple changes, I think, on the offensive line that may have shored some things up, got a guy healthy there. And the same thing is true for LSU, where a strong unit there's their defensive line. Mississippi State comes back with kind of a weak O-line there too. So there's just a lot of similarities to the first game. I think if you clean up the special team mishaps, if you take that away from the first game against Florida State, then you're squeaking a win out of that game, and you're probably feeling a lot better about today, And so, yeah, man, it exposed us in week 1 a little bit, but I feel really similar. And saying that, I think Florida State's quarterback is much more dynamic than what we're going to see here with Mississippi State.
Well, it's an interesting adjective to use to say dynamic, because I think you're right in saying that he's more dynamic.
Move around, athletic.
Yeah, Will Rogers is by far the best quarterback that Mike Leach has had in Starkville. In Starkville, he's by far the best quarterback he's had running this offense in Starkville. So, for me, it's not an easy game to pick, but what we expect to see to me is easy. I think it's basically the Florida State game over. You have a questionable offensive line against a good defensive front. I don't think LSU is going to be able to run the ball. I think, just like I said before that game, I think Jaden Daniels. I told you that week I thought Jaden Daniels would be the leading rusher. I think Jaden Daniels will be LSU's leading rusher, not because of design runs, but he's going to be pressured and he'll tuck it and run for 40 yards. Like the first play of the game against Florida State, he went for 25. I think the difference is what you found in the fourth quarter against Florida State with tempo was you found rhythm with your offense. And against Southern, you found a way to creatively get Kayshon Boutte the ball, even if teams are trying to take him away. So I think the biggest mismatch in the game is LSU's receivers, LSU's skill guys on the outside. I don't think it's going to be seamless, but I think LSU is going to find a way to get them the ball to pop big plays. Like we saw with Jerry Jenkins late in the game. It's just, that's the difference. And I don't think Mississippi State has those. I know they don't have those athletes on the perimeter offensively. So
is John Emery playing?
John Emery is going to play, but I don't think it matters, quite honestly. A lot of people have talked about John Emery this week, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope we come back and he's got a 100-yard game. But Brian Kelly's downplayed John Emery this week because he hasn't played in so long. Doesn't sound like they're going to try to overuse him. But behind that offensive line, I don't know that it matters. You can be the best running back in the world. If you can't block, it doesn't matter. And I don't know that this line can. They haven't proven they can yet through 2 games. So I'd like to see them continue to progress. I do think Emory Jones is going to start at right tackle. Brian Kelly said he's going to continue rotating tackles. He mentioned Emory Jones by name. I think they're going to start him. They started Cam Wire at right tackle the first game. They started Miles Frazier last week. I think they'll start Emory Jones this week. And so it means you're 2 tackles. If that happens, I don't know anything. I'm telling you, but if that, or at least Emory Jones is going to play a lot. You'll have 2 true freshman offensive tackles on the field with Campbell and Jones. So that's unenviable, but it's about learning and growing and building throughout the season and for the future as well. You got to figure out who you like where so you can put your best 5 out there in the right combination. So all that said, there's 2 major things. One, State's got a major special teams issue on their own. They missed 2 PATs last week and switched kickers. Last year, Mike Leach made a call for walk-ons. Anyone in the student who wanted to come try out for kicker. They brought in 2 transfers, and they still aren't settled. So as uneasy as you may be and I may be about LSU's kicking situation, so is Mississippi State. So if it comes down to a kick, it isn't a given for them. And the other thing is the travel. I never minimize situation. The reason I'm so bullish on A&M this week is they are going to bounce back. Like, they got embarrassed. It's just human. They got embarrassed. They're going to respond. And Max Johnson's a good player. I think A&M's going to win that game and win it easily. I think BYU going to Oregon is tough. Emotional win, storm the field, all that stuff. Now you got to get on a plane and go to one of the hardest places to play in college football. That's a tough situation. I think for Mississippi State, what we talked about, you went 2 time zones over, you traveled, you lost a day, all that stuff, and now you got to travel again to Baton Rouge, and it's going to be Saturday night and full. And I think LSU is going to win this game. I think they're going to find a way to win it. And I think you're going to see a game and a final score similar to what you saw against Florida State. That was 27-26. I could see something like a 27-24 game. I think something within a field goal that goes LSU's way. I think this time at home they make enough plays to win it. What you got?
I like that. Everything you just said. I love it.
All right. We'll wrap up Football Friday with a little Ask Ryan next. Stay here.
AFR.
Brought to you by the Baton Rouge General Hospital, brgeneral.org, brgeneral.org. It's Baton Rouge General Hospital, part of the Mayo Clinic Care Network. You know where to find them at brgeneral.org. Of course, you can find them at their Mid-City location, at the Bluebonnet campus, the Ascension Neighborhood Hospital, and the Baton Rouge General Express Care location. So if you're going to be on LSU's campus tomorrow, remember, the Baton Rouge General Express Care locations are on both ends of campus. So on Nicholson, directly across from Tiger Stadium, right next to Torchy's, they got a Baton Rouge General Express Care right there. On Highland, just through the south gates of LSU, they've got a Baton Rouge General Express Care location there as well. So if throughout the day, tailgating, whatever, if you need medical help, assistance, you need a doctor, the Baton Rouge General Express Care locations are on either end of LSU's campus, so they're there to help you out. brgeneral.org. Of course, they got one in Dutchtown right next to the high school as well. It's the Baton Rouge General Hospital, part of the Mayo Clinic Care Network, brgeneral.org for the Baton Rouge General Hospital, brgeneral.org.
As a community bank, B1 Bank invests in relationships with the people and businesses we proudly represent. Our B1 bankers are here to help simplify the complicated, understand your needs, and make managing your finances easier. At B1 Bank, we offer an array of solutions to help simplify your transaction needs. B1 Bank, one highly personal banking experience. Visit us online at b1bank.com for more information.
Miller Lite has more taste and only one more calorie than Michelob Ultra.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Down the stretch we come, final segment on a Football Friday edition of AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. T-Bob and I will be at Don Juan tomorrow as soon as the clock hits 0 for whiskey and wine. Recapping LSU, Mississippi State. Hopefully it's a Tiger win. Come on out and hang out with us at Don Juan in Town Center. If you're looking at Whole Foods, just look to your right on the side strip. It's where we are. We'll see you there at Don Juan Cigar Bar. And there's actually a question from Avo Marzawanian who said, ask Ryan, With the reunion tomorrow, how drunk will T-Bob show up to Whiskey and Wine tomorrow night, or will he even show up?
Yeah, I mean, we literally just talked about that. Yeah, that's. I think it's going to be interesting, man. I mean, I really do. I think he's going to get with his boys. I think he's probably going to throw a few back.
He's really easily influenced also.
Yeah.
Like, peer pressure will influence him. If everyone's just like, hey, T-Bob, hey, like, drink this whole bottle of mezcal. Like,
he's doing it.
He'll do it.
Yeah. I think it's going to be, I'll say this, I'm going to tune in tomorrow night for that.
We may, like, when I start thinking about it now, I'm like, we may challenge the biggest bleep show of Whiskey and Wine a year ago. Remember, last year was T-Bob's first year on the show. So it was me and Jordy for 4 years and then T-Bob last year. So we don't have a giant sample, but the Kentucky game last year was a disaster. Like, I mean, just because the game itself was a disaster, and then everything that T-Bob consumed during the game made it like, if anyone really wants to see like full tilt, go back sober and watch Whiskey and Wine from Kentucky last year. That may be challenged tomorrow. Ask Ryan, do you think Rivers was eating dinner with her grandpa Jerry Sullivan?
I mean, the thought did cross my mind. Who eats at 5 o'clock?
5 o'clock. Ask Ryan, do you think 61 will be the home run record? Would you consider it the record?
No.
You're going with Bond, 73?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you think Judge hit 61?
Yes.
Does he get 62?
Yes.
Does Pujols hit 700?
Yes.
Have a great weekend.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, remind you about South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com. Southpointvw.com. So 5 o'clock kick on Saturday for LSU Mississippi State. Got a great opportunity earlier in the day to go test drive Volkswagen. You remember, you can shop them online. I tell you this all the time. Go check out the inventory online. southpointvw.com. If it's on the lot, it's online. Not just like factory pictures. You can see pictures of the actual vehicle. Like if you're watching, right, look, the first one is a Volkswagen Atlas Crossport 2.0. Look, I mean, it's pictures of the actual vehicle that's there. It's not factory photos. That's at South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highland or southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com. Shop online, pick out your vehicle online, work out your financing online. Do it all online. And then go test drive one at South Point Volkswagen. Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer, South Point Volkswagen. SouthPointVW.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean